This week's episode of the Metalhead Offensive Podcast is brought to you by 3 Dicks Promotions and Overnight Signs in Clearwater, Florida. Tonight, we got the whiskey-chugging, guitar-shredding, head-banging boys from Deadlift in the studio. Point your horns to the sky, fuckers. Stay true. All right, what's up, fuckers? This is the 15th episode of the Metalhead Offensive Podcast. For those of you listening out there in our new affiliates, this is going to be your first time listening to us. My name is Chris. I'm here with my good friend who I've known for about 20 years now. His name is Pete DeGraff.
Fuck you.
There's not a handshake involved. Just go ahead. There's no like, hi, how are you? I'm Pete. It's, hey, go fuck yourself.
Hey.
So, anyway, like I said, this is our 15th episode of the Metalhead Offensive Podcast, and we just want to say a big thank you to MVM Radio out of New York and the Vermont area, and our second affiliate, Dark Harvest Records, and they have their own radio station called Dark Harvest Radio. So before we get going here, we just want to pay homage to you guys and say thank you for bringing us aboard your programs. We promise we will not disappoint. It might sound a little generic right now, but you have not heard anything yet. I wish we could play all the stuff we were talking about before. But I have a feeling we'll probably get kicked off, internet radio, which is almost impossible to do. But
we'll figure it out.
Yeah, well, if there's a way to get kicked out of something, never mind. And our guests tonight are our guests tonight are the boys from fucking Deadlift. These whiskey chunking, fucking guitar shredding assholes. So Jay and Paul, the 2 guitar players. So guys, say hello, huh?
Deadlift.
That's not hello, but that's okay.
Testicles.
As you
That's
can
all.
tell, we've already hit the Jack Daniels.
We are drinking. The JD is already like 1/4 of the way gone.
Yeah,
And it's
we're
only been
awesome.
the first round. Well, we are awesome.
And we're awesome.
Yeah, well, they know that. We don't have to tell them, but we'll tell you we're awesome if you need to hear it again.
and Deadlift. These guys are from St. Petersburg, Florida. So we
That's right. St.
and
Petersburg.
most of our we on this podcast, for those of you just listening, we stick to local Florida-based metal. And I heard the other day that Florida is basically the Nashville of heavy metal. This is basically the death metal capital of the world, and metal capital of the world at this point. So many great bands are coming out of Florida. It's fucking insane. You got Alcadema and fucking The Absence, which you got a 5-record deal from fucking Metal Blade, which nobody gets.
That's awesome.
But hopefully we can get The Absence here on the show if they're listening anytime
It's like
soon.
a revival, man.
Yeah.
Just for a while, Tampa kind of died down and disappeared from the metal scene. Now everybody's fucking
Tampa
back
just
into
disappeared in general for fucking anything.
it. Yeah, well,
Well, like anything else, you got a flux, man. You're gonna go up, you're gonna have the rise, and then you're gonna fall. But as long as you don't completely crash, you come back up again. It's kind of like the business model. You know what I mean? Like,
Exactly.
The influx of it, you have the rise and fall always. So
like the fucking economy.
you know what I mean? It
That's
is. It's
basic
exactly like
economics.
the economy's been running on the fucking low leg lately for the past couple of years.
That's
Really-
putting it in an understatement form.
Yeah, well, I have some political things to say later. Maybe
We will.
whenever.
Trust me, this
I
is
don't care.
a podcast. We
Good.
don't give a
No,
fuck.
right.
You can
Well,
say about
This
anything.
is my opinion, and that's what's great about America. Is like,
We can say
America, baby.
With the fucking
America.
amendments I still have
America.
left, I can actually say what I'd like to say without,
For now.
threatening somebody or whatever.
For now,
exactly.
yeah.
You're absolutely right.
They'll follow your
but,
ass out.
I'll fucking shit
You know
in
what's
your
really
face.
funny? That this is going to be on NSA's fucking...
Yeah, they're going to be listening to
compound
our
building.
shit.
Good.
But
Hello.
We're awesome, and you
yeah, so
suck.
everybody out there who's listening for your first time, we appreciate you a great deal. We promise we will not let you down. Dark Harvest Radio and MVM Radio, thank you again for bringing us on. We do a little something here each week on the Metalhead Offensive Podcast, and that's we basically take a different craft beer from a local liquor store from here in our hometown of Holiday, Florida. It's called the Orbit 19 Liquor Lounge and Universal Liquors. Each week we basically review a craft beer that's from around the country or around the world, doesn't matter where it's from. This week we decided to pick the Florida Beer Company, their Florida Lager. They are based in Cape Canaveral, Florida, and it's an amber style lager. They, according to their website, they won third place in the American Amber Division in the 2001 American Beer Fest, which is even to get placed in that sort of thing is fucking phenomenal.
I can see why it's really good.
This is fucking seriously like we're like even if this beer sucked, we would probably say it, but it doesn't. This is fucking phenomenal. For being an amber beer, I could probably drink 100 of these. It goes down smooth. The flavor's
does go
fucking
down
great.
smooth.
You go, yeah, for sure. Like it's got good bite to it. It's got good flavor.
Yeah, it's really hoppy, but it's
it
light.
is hoppy, but there's no like crazy aftertaste.
Exactly.
Simple.
Right.
Exactly.
Real
It
simple
is.
beer.
It is simple.
It's like
very
almost like
simple.
simplistic
Absolutely.
brewing.
It's not like you a lot of times like with your other amber ales. It's really really hoppy. It's got a thick aftertaste. You can almost feel it on the fucking back of your
Yeah,
tongue.
it sucks.
This is not that kind of beer. This is actually a really great beer. They have a few other flavors, but the only flavor that we found was the Florida Lager, and I'm glad we did. This is fucking phenomenal. I can't wait for hopefully these people here and recognize what we're talking about. So
It is delicious.
seriously, this is
I really do like it.
I'm an amber ale kind of guy, amber IPA
You're
sort
an
of
ale
guy.
guy, lager guy. I'm
Yeah,
more of a stout.
Pete's more of a
Like, you
stout
can drink
dude.
a bunch of these. You can
Well,
pound
yeah,
these,
you could.
know?
You could. You could have a good night off of these things. You
Seriously,
know what I mean?
we bought
And
beer
it's
where
still
you can
got. It's
fucking
still. It's
pound
still
it, you
like
know?
right on the level of a full flavor.
Yeah, it's right
Delicious.
there, dude.
Yeah.
You know,
It's right
beer.
there.
But it's poundable. You can drink this all
Well,
night.
that's because
Yeah.
you just like to pound everything.
Yeah. Well,
You're a pounder.
Pound it.
yeah.
Pound that
The
shit.
pounder.
I got a problem.
That's the first step.
Hi, my name's-
That's the first step to
Just
getting better,
admitting.
buddy. Yeah.
You admit it.
Yeah.
Hi, my name is
Welcome.
Paul, and I'm a pounder.
Not,
beer.
no, not a quarter pounder. No, no. Pounder.
No, he's more like a double pounder, double quarter pounder or something. But anyway, so the Florida beer,
Talking about
Florida
weed.
Lager, is our beer of the week.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So
I can tell right away. This is gonna go off the rails.
this is gonna
real
go.
quick.
It's gonna be on the crazy train, fucking real soon.
We have
So-
to work really hard to stay
But the
focused.
Florida Beer Company, this is fucking phenomenal beer, and we can't wait to try other flavors from you guys. This is actually pretty sweet. So, thank you again for
Cheers, cheers.
not
Cheers.
providing. Cheers, everybody.
Yeah, good job. Keep it up, guys. You're
Florida
making, you're
beer,
making
Melbourne,
good beer.
Florida.
Cape Canaveral, I think. Well, it's the same. It's a space coast, right?
It's Florida, baby.
It's Florida. Who fucking
Yeah,
cares?
Florida's pretty big.
Especially for craft beer right now.
Yeah, we got
Blown
we
I mean,
we got another brewery just down the road from us that a friend of mine from high school is the master brewer there. It's called Big Storm Brewery, and they're right in Odessa. And you can go in there, you can have a tasting and stuff like that too.
Nice.
I think you can pretty much do this at Florida breweries too. You can go from what I was looking on their website last night. You can go in there and you can take pints or half pints or have a sampler. They got like 6 or 7 different flavors like on tap, which is real cool. But Big Storm, you can do the same thing. They got 5 or 6 flavors. We were there actually there on Saturday.
why'd you hide that? Why'd
Why'd you let it? Seriously.
Let it go out
You're
loud
right
and
in the middle
proud.
of
I'm
talking.
gonna like let
Yeah, that's
it
true.
go
He was trying to do
slowly
Turn
like.
and made it background noise, and people would have thought.
All right, fuck you guys.
Some kind of background.
Yeah, that's right.
No, here we go.
I'm calling you out. I'm fucking calling you out.
I want to see what the burps are like.
You're wearing your
on
new
the-
deadlift shirt. Let's see if you fucking do it proud. The beer is gone now.
Jesus
So
Christ!
you did that. You did that proud.
Weak.
Weak
It was weak.
It's getting better.
pussy.
That second one was me, folks. By the
Yes.
way,
I need
The
some more
Schwartz.
Third and
recharge
fourth with me.
fucking medicine.
We don't got much left. You guys been fucking drinking it
That
already.
was it?
So no, we got. I think we got
It's
a
like a
couple
little
more.
from here on out, it's
Beer
gonna be
monster.
just Jack Daniels and Jameson and shit face people.
Exactly. So one of us is going to be sober. I got to run the show. So so anyway, yeah, you're fucked. But anyway, so we got the boys from fucking Deadlift in here, guys. Thanks for coming in, dude. Seriously,
Thank you.
we've been
thanks for
fucking
having us.
stoked. We've been
is
like
awesome.
seriously, like I've
We've
been
been- yeah.
I've been engorged for the last I don't know going on 9
Dude,
hours now.
I've been looking forward to this a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's a lot of really cool things going on for Deadlift this week, but the first thing we had going on this week was you guys, and
Yeah.
other things have gotten put in place since we got 2 shows this weekend.
Now we're gonna pimp
Talk
that
about
shit
all
out, man. Don't worry about
Right,
it.
absolutely. And but yeah, man, we've been looking forward to this like a lot because I mean we're just regular people that just want to hang out and have a good fucking time.
And that's and like I said, I've said this in other previous shows, and I'll say it again. We basically, when we started the podcast, there were 2 things we wanted to accomplish, probably 2 or 3. We wanted to basically give our friends another voice besides playing at shows or playing at bars and clubs to put their music out. I mean, that's the point of musician is let as many people hear your music as they possibly can. And we wanted to give another outlet for you guys to come on. And we worked very, very hard to put it in as many different places as we can. And so far, it's paid off. So having 2 outlets already to do that stuff, and even through with Dark Harvest Records, who's doing the Dark Harvest radio channel, you can submit metal to them and they'll play it. Like I think on Sunday nights or Thursday nights, something like that.
Yeah.
They play like 2 hours of nonstop underground metal, and they have their own. Obviously, they play their own music from their own bands, but you can submit music to play, and we want to be able to do that to the guys that we got coming in. I mean, everybody deserves to be able to be heard in some way, and we not only do we play your music on our show, but like obviously we'll be able to submit it to them and go from there. So like we're proud to do what we want to do. And another big thing is Pete and I have been friends for a long time, and another thing we always enjoy doing was basically just sitting around not getting drunk, but drinking. Like, there's a difference between getting drunk and drinking.
Not for me.
Because you're a piece of shit.
Yeah,
So-
I just get drunk too.
Yeah.
I'm a
You want another
wastoid.
beer? You want to drink?
Wastoid.
What?
I got to pace myself, bro.
Well, I'm not driving, so I'm getting drunk.
Good.
Lucky bastard.
And we wanted to basically be, we wanted to set the podcast up as like 4 of us sitting at a bar drinking without all the music playing in the background.
Yeah, definitely.
So we want to be able to just talk about what we want to talk about. We can talk about metal, beards, boobies, all kinds of deep shit. It doesn't even have to be just about metal. It could be just about like topics going on in the fucking world, religion, with the politics. It doesn't matter to us. And that's why we call it the Metalhead Offensive, because now it's fucking our turn to say what we want to say. Because so many times everybody's been pushes back fucking metalheads.
Say it. You look like you got something to say.
Yeah, man. I mean, the thing to say is that you just need to be yourself. Try not to be every other fucking band. I'm really tired of hearing people that when you ask them what they're like, they tell you six different bands. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, going up.
you're metal. If you're metal, you're metal. I'm tired of that shit.
Like, we listen to metal.
I'm
That's
not
all
a
you
fan
need to
of the
worry about.
genre
Right.
breakdown
Yeah, we're not a big fan of
bullshit.
genres either. We're
I know
also-
Evan, we had him on the show and we kind of had the same type
Yeah.
of conversation that
Evan
who
from
gives a
Burning
fuck,
Field,
man? If you're
Oh yeah, be
it's
original.
rock, you're metal, man, whatever.
Exactly.
Man. It's all
Like,
the same
and
family.
another thing is we don't really believe in as guilty pleasures. Like if Paul, if you fucking like Bob Seger, man, and you fucking listen to Bob Seger every day on your fucking way to work, you listen to fucking Bob Seger. Who fucking cares?
I was listening to Floyd when we were coming down.
Exactly.
We're listening to Floyd, man. Dark Side of the fucking moon.
So what's wrong with that?
Where
Their
can you
lives
get your
look like
show?
that.
But
Yeah.
not to push you out here, Jay, but if you fucking like Madonna's fucking True Blue, fucking I don't give a shit, man. Fucking have fun.
There are Madonna tracks I like. I've never heard True Blue, but I mean, do you have it? Can I download
We'll play it
it
during the
from
show.
my
I
iPhone?
don't. I
I
probably
would
have to
bang
order
Tony
mine.
Braxton.
Dude, Tony Braxton was awesome. Like seriously, her and Paula Abdul both
Yeah.
in the '90s, man.
In
They
that time
both
frame.
were.
Knew Madonna for a while before she
Yeah,
went off
well,
the scale.
Before
Madonna was like the pre-fucking what's that
Yeah, but she
stupid
writes
girl's
good
name?
now.
That wears all the
Spears.
crazy
She can write
stupid
that.
shit.
It doesn't really narrow it down.
Lady
Yeah, that
Gaga.
doesn't narrow it
Lady
down.
Gaga. Lady Gaga.
Yeah, she was the 80s Lady Gaga.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for real, totally.
The only thing that Madonna didn't do is wear a suit made out of porterhouse steaks, and then she had to turn into beef jerky or something. I don't know.
What?
Yeah,
Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm not kidding.
That doesn't even make sense.
I ate it.
Right.
No, she was on the Graham Norton show, which
Fed
is a
me for
BBC
2
show.
weeks.
Lady Gaga. She was
Oh.
on the Graham Norton show, which is a BBC radio talk, or not radio
BBC?
talk show. The BBC.
The baby say.
They do so much better programming than the United States. It's not even funny. But like she was on the show and she literally wore a meat suit. And then like she came back on like a few months later, and he's like, "What'd you do with the meat suit?" Because she said, "I had to turn into beef jerky," and she brought a bag. Beef jerky of the
She
beef
is a
jerky.
weird-
She's a fucking weird cat. I think she's a guy. Like I'm pretty sure she's a dude.
I don't know, man. To be honest, whatever.
Right.
I mean, whatever blows your hair back. I mean, we talked
Right.
about Jamie Lee Curtis being a hermaphrodite.
She
last
was when she
true.
was born. She was a
Yeah.
hermaphrodite.
And most people don't know
See,
that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I
I
didn't
knew
know
that.
she had a thumb for a clit.
She
I
has
just-
a bigger penis than I do.
But you're huge in
fucked up,
Japan.
man.
You have-
That's-
you
Yeah, but
have
you're
the
huge in
shit.
Japan. There you go. See?
Like,
I mean,
on there like King Kong, man. I'm
dude,
a
some
champ.
are like as I always say, some are growers and some are showers.
Listen,
I mean, it just
like
has-
like I said earlier, I have a shirt that says I'm huge in Africa. All right, so
that could be just because you eat well. That's all. Who knows?
They do equate
actually,
fatness with
that was I
with wealth.
got that after the fact.
No? Okay. Sorry.
After-
After the fact.
Okay.
Because every time, like, you see those, like, what I don't.
That'd be great if I get fat and my dick is bigger.
Usually it's the other way around. It usually.
Oh,
yeah, I'd be like, I'll be 300
I look
pounds.
like
Look at
fucking-
this hog.
It's like a baby's forearm.
Like a baby's arm holding an apple. It doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
I think
What
it's
are you, a
the
tripod?
smaller you get, the bigger your dick is. I don't think it's the fatter you
Push-ups.
get.
Yeah, like you get fat,
It
it like
doesn't.
sucks it in.
No, you just look like a fat piece of shit. You're like, man, my dick's small. 'cause
Well, you
my belly's
can't see
like
it, so you don't know
this.
it's there. So you stop like supplying
You
it
get the
blood and
fucking-
everything. It just like dies off.
It's like you
You
consciously
get a
cut off
mirror
the
and
blood
shit.
supply.
There you are, buddy.
Get closer to the mic, Paul. You're not getting close
Yeah.
enough to be heard.
People actually want to know.
Guilty.
Oh, Jesus.
For those of you who don't really know what that means, Paul likes to speak in the mic like he's on trial. So I'm just going to call you Paco.
Yes,
Just
Your
so-
Honor.
For whatever reason, he reminds me of my cousin Vinny right now.
Not guilty.
the two Utes. Utes?
Listen, Your Honor.
Utes.
I don't know what no is in Spanish, but she loved it.
She said, "Si, senor."
She kept saying no, and I said, I don't know Spanish. So I kept going.
That's fucking crazy.
So let's talk about music now.
Yeah, can we talk about music? So
I mean, if you want to, this is fun.
this is
Let's
fun
talk
too.
about Deadlift, the band. Like, I know you guys have Donnie, the new singer, who just
It's fucking
kills
amazing,
it.
dude. It's like a gorilla up there going fucking screaming.
Yeah, man. Donnie's got a.
I think Pete texted me when he saw you guys first with the new singer that was up at Psalms or Bourbon, wasn't
no,
it?
Yeah, it was
Bourbon
Bourbon.
Street.
At
yeah,
Bourbon
yeah.
Street. Bourbon Street's a local metal club here in Newport Richie. But he's like the metal John Popper from Blues Traveler,
Yeah, we were.
which he is. Like he looks just like him, except for the beard and everything.
Yeah, we were up there playing with Ovid's Withering and another band. I can't remember the name of them. Whatever.
And the Kingdom Fell.
And the Kingdom
Kingdom
Fell.
Fell.
They weren't bad. Well, Death Truck. I
Yeah.
knew Death Truck and Foreshadow. That was
Foreshadow
That was
was
actually
there.
a pretty killer show.
Yeah,
honestly.
Yeah, they
I had
got
my
time.
son during that, like every other weekend, so I wasn't able to go.
Yeah, no worries, man. You know, you gotta do what you gotta do.
I represent.
Yeah,
Right.
It's either one of us. Like one, I'll
Fucking
probably
Pete
be
was
going to the
there.
show on Friday.
Oh, don't worry.
Me and like two
But
people
yeah,
watching.
that was people don't know, but that was Donnie's
That happens,
second
man.
time
It
ever even
happens.
playing with the full band.
No shit.
That live performance was Donnie's second time ever even playing live, even playing
period.
with us. Period. We had practiced once, like the day or two before, and then he came out and did that. Because he wasn't going to come out and do it, and we were going to actually have Carlos come out again. Because Carlos sang with
Falls
us.
Upon
Carlos
Us.
sang with
Carlos
Falls
from Falls
Upon
Upon
Us.
Us. We've had them on the
Fucking
show. We're
Upon Us, yeah.
going to have them back on the show here soon.
Yeah,
so.
those motherfuckers are rad.
They're
Dude. I
playing
love
at the
every
State
one of
Theater.
them.
You guys are playing
Yeah,
with you
they're
guys
playing the
this
State
weekend.
Theater with
Yeah.
us this weekend. Absolutely, it's gonna be
So,
badass.
I'm going to try to make it there. I'm just waiting on confirmation from a babysitter to watch my son. So
All right.
one of
I
us will
gotta
be
work
there.
now, so I gave him my ticket.
Oh, okay,
So-
cool.
So one of us will be there. Hopefully, I'll know probably tomorrow
Cool,
afternoon. So
cool.
But we wanted because basically like 3 of the bands are playing on Friday at State Theater in St. Petersburg. We've had on the show. So and plus we want to. It's a good place also for us to
Yeah, it
meet
should
people
be great,
and talk.
man. Just gonna go there and party and
Yeah, have a good time.
have a
That's
good
what it's all
time,
about
play some
anyway.
music
Yeah,
and-
man.
Good venue, get a shitload. It should
Yeah,
be quite
it's
a few
nice,
people
it's
there,
big.
man.
It's State Theater, man. It's a fucking cool place to play anyway.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
You're right. I
I
mean,
won't get drunk.
Exactly.
We've been.
I will.
Yeah, you will. Yeah, you will. Yeah, you will.
I didn't know if you were going to make out with them there
Well,
for a
listen.
second.
No, I was just gonna grab his
We're
nipple and
promos,
tweak it a
man.
little bit, bro.
That's why we don't do a
what-
video.
Listen,
That's
listen,
why
I
we
live
don't do a
in the
video
band,
podcast right
man.
now.
I lived on
We got
Paul's
it.
couch, man, for like a good almost month. Well, close to a month. Like long time ago when we
Been
first
down
met.
that road many a times.
Long time ago we first met. It
What
was,
are you doing?
What are you doing? You want to go get a McDonald's breakfast sandwich? It's like 6 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, because
Oh my
I fucking
God.
ate too much pizza the night before, so then I got bad acid reflux, so I was in pain. So he just smelt all the weed burning because he was laying down. So he's like, "What are you doing?"
Like, hey, let's.
He smelled the aroma. Goes, "Oh, something
Instant
going on
munchies,
here."
huh?
This man used to smoke like $100 worth of the high grade good pot like every day, 2 days.
Jesus Christ,
Just
bro.
bong load after bong load after bong
Now I
load,
don't smoke
and just
anymore.
and I don't
Really?
smoke.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, we smoked some mids on the way.
Well,
like,
you know, I tend to I
Yeah,
smoked some
smoked a
today,
month.
but
He's like, now I just eat it.
I have a confession to
Potato
make.
chips.
I have a confession to make.
confession.
I have the.
For those of you that didn't hear
Squirted in
that,
his
fucking
pants on
Pete
that
just
one.
shit
That
in
was
his
rough.
pants. He
Yeah.
shat. He was a shatter.
It's called a shirt.
shard.
When the shat hits the
Sharted.
fan, huh?
He sharted in
When
his.
it
He
shatters.
sharted in his pantaloons.
Definitely sharded.
Wow.
So anyway.
Can we be serious for 5 seconds?
Sure.
I have never smoked weed in a day in my life.
Really?
Never. Not once. I've
Not
never
even, like,
smoked
under the
anything. I don't even think I know
stairwell, middle
how.
school?
Let me get some of that.
And yeah, people ask me like, "Hey, you want to hit?" Like, no, I'm good. And like everybody's usually pretty cool, you know. Like
Well, you
when
should at least
grow-
try it once.
No.
or twice.
Oh, listen to
See
this
what's
guy.
going
Here he
on.
goes.
I mean, you know.
Ever the salesman.
How do you know? How do you know until you've tried it?
Yeah.
How do you know if sex with a transvestite isn't, okay? It's got tits.
It's
You haven't tried
You gotta
it.
go on your own experience.
Jesus Christ.
As
was a
I'll
bad
say
idea.
again, any port in a storm.
The worst thing is when you take the chick thing home and its dick's bigger than yours. Now what? Now you feel obligated.
Just bend it over in the dark. You won't know the same thing if
You're
you
like-
drink
Oh, why?
enough
So
shots
she
of
can, like,
tequila.
so it can show me the goat.
like, well, you got me to this hotel.
That's horrible.
I feel obligated.
Wow.
Yeah, I already paid
I
for
want
the
you to leave
room,
empty-handed.
so.
So you guys know.
I've
about
already
the
let this
penis
go a
showing
little
game,
too
though.
far. We're just
No,
gonna.
you guys know about the penis
no.
showing game though, right?
Oh
You-
yeah. The bat wing and the goat.
Yeah.
the
But I
fucking-
invented 2 more.
The sail
Oh,
or
let's
some
hear 'em.
shit.
You want?
Okay,
You guys
I
want to
wanna
hear them?
Yeah.
I think we talked
They
about
got a
this.
hamburger one.
Hamburger. What do you put your nuts on there and just pound the meat?
No, you probably take your nuts and just like wrinkle them up and shit and like hold them. It look like ground beef
Yeah, and I
before it's
think
cooked. I bet you that's what it is. I could do
And you
that.
No,
shove the
no.
shaft in the
I-
middle of the
I
balls,
invented-
it looks like a hamburger.
I invented 2 different.
Like 2 buns.
It's called the bratwurst, bro.
2 buns in the meat.
We need to patent this shit.
You gotta patent this. That's fucking
Holy
incredible.
shit, that was
The
amazing.
2 ones that I invented, they're basically, one's called the boat. And what you do is you take the head of your cock and you pull it up as fucking hard as you can. And then by that time, you got your skin from your sack hanging down. So
That's
what you
the
do is
rooster.
That's one. But what you do is you pull the sack out as far as you fucking can, like all the way out. So it looks like a sail.
That's just
So if you take time to appreciate it, you would see that it looks like a boat.
But since you can't take a picture because your hands are occupied,
Yeah, exactly.
and you're like, fuck! Someone was here!
See, I said that. When we worked in restaurants, you put a save-a-day under it, so that's like the boat.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
The sail.
The other one was a version of the goat, which is a little bit more difficult. What you do is you tuck your...
bulldog?
It's the bulldog, yes.
Yeah.
So what you do is you tuck your balls and your penis back behind you like you would for a goat. But then instead of just bending over, you jump backwards and bark. So then there's another one, which I don't think my buddy Brian told me about when I lived in Michigan. It's called the mouse and the trampoline. And what you do is
People are
basically
getting this stuff?
you take your sack and you pull it out as far as you can, like at angles, like at a 45, and you just bounce your dick on top of your sack.
Mouse on the trampoline.
That's called the mouse on the
Yeah,
trampoline.
I like that one.
So if you,
That's
take,
fun.
if you take time to appreciate it, you know.
I saw the whole vision.
Oh
When
my
he said it, I
God.
was like, oh, he's got a good point.
He's gonna No, this isn't a penis showing game, but you guys know,
This guy knows what he's talking
you
about.
guys know what the dolphin is, right?
No, tell me.
It's when you're
Enlighten
banging your chick
everyone.
doggy style and you pull out and go to stick it in her ass real quick, and she's like,
I'm so glad that Jason's girlfriend's here just listening. To all
You
that.
guys, no. You guys have
She's
no
looking at
idea.
porn
You have
right
no,
now.
no, you have no
Okay.
idea what we do.
Dane Cook, wasn't it?
was it? I don't know.
Dolphin,
It's
dolphin.
been a go around for a while.
Uh-oh.
You have no, yeah.
If it is,
We're not
then
gonna
that's
go
the
there,
only
but
good thing Dane Cook's
Then
done.
he's
You won't say anything that she hasn't heard or hasn't thought of already.
That's awesome.
Yeah, you're
That's
absolutely
what metal
What about the
chicks do.
Oreo?
Cookie?
You bust your nut in the black chick's ass and smush it together.
Cookie Monster.
Hey, Olivia,
Fuck
what
you, Dane Cook. Take that
This is mine.
shit. Nice.
Hey, Olivia, has
That's the intro
has
to the
Jason
next
ever pulled a
album.
Houdini on you?
That's awesome.
No, but he has Superman.
The Spider-Man?
Superman.
Oh, okay. The Superman.
You know what that is.
Can you come up to the mic and explain it
Victory.
for us?
Come here.
Tell
We
us-
gotta
give us
tell- we
a
gotta
real-
Tell them what I've done, and
us
then
a
tell them what it
description.
is.
Hold on one second. For those scoring at home, this Olivia, this is Jason's girlfriend, who came along for the show. Didn't think she was going to talk, but I told her she was going to fucking talk anyway. So
Here's
come
our
up to the mic,
opportunity.
Olivia,
And
and say
here's
what
her story.
Jason has done to you personally.
Guilty.
Go ahead. You better get right there.
So you guys
Straddle.
don't you don't
Grab
know
it.
what
I know,
the Superman
no, I know.
is?
I want you to
I
explain
kind
it to
of
our
know.
Oh,
audience.
that's lame.
I know it's a position.
Okay, you don't know. Okay. All right. It's where the dude comes on your back while you're sleeping, and then you get up the next morning and the sheets follow you.
Nice. That's a different Superman. Okay.
That's fucking tits right there, dude. Fuck
See, I thought
yes.
the Superman was where the chick is laying down, she's got her legs up, and you bounce on her legs, and you're like, you're flying.
I haven't heard that version.
I think we're talking about the rap song with the Superman, that
The
hoe,
soldier,
Sure.
the soldier boy.
the soldier boy,
You super soak that bitch, or I don't know.
Super
Yeah.
soaked that bitch.
Somebody's
Superman,
blowing it on her face.
I don't know.
Superman,
I saw
that
a
hoe.
GIF somewhere that showed it.
I'm pretty well cultured. I lived in New Orleans for 4 years, so I had the beauty of living across the street from the Walmart where a very popular rap video was actually filmed. So
Super
that
hot.
was, yeah,
That's my
it was
rap.
great.
Yeah.
Little Wayne,
I am.
yeah.
Okay,
Oh, that
okay.
idiot? Here's a fucking idiot.
First of all, there's one thing that we don't do on this show is talk about rap, unless it's in a bad way.
Well,
So-
well, I was just gonna be very.
Please.
Well, you do know that the colored fellow that we're talking about decided to step all over the American flag.
Yeah,
And he's
while filming one of his horrible.
Yeah,
I just
song.
put a bunch of stupid words together and put
And
beats
auto-tuned
behind
it.
song.
Yeah, and auto-tuned it.
He probably
yeah.
stole
Right.
like some Phil
Right.
Collins song and fucking...
Right.
I
But
changed
it's
it.
okay because a lot of people say it's because it was for art. It was for art.
Art?
Yeah.
Can he even spell art?
No.
You know what's really sad is
I think he's a low-life piece of shit.
You know what I
and I
think is
can't wait
sad?
for the day that I read his obituary on fucking Yahoo News.
As someone who used to draw, it's sad that art used to actually be something.
Mean
Like,
something,
used to be people who were amazing painters and shit. And the whole Renaissance and art was.
And now Britney Spears and Lil Wayne and
Now
fucking
it's just a
are
catch-all
considered
term
artists.
to do whatever the fuck you want and get away with it.
Yeah.
I
Sorry.
can skull fuck a cow in the middle of nowhere. and
Especially if
everybody's
you're
like,
a colored or a minority. Oh, you know what I mean? Like, I thought this country was founded on equality. Well, that means that you're not better. You don't get other fucking, like,
It was founded by white
privileges, you know?
slave owners who wanted equality for white businessmen. And they can care less about anybody else but themselves.
For those of you who didn't hear that, Pete just poured some shots of Jack Daniels, and we're going to consume them.
I like how elegantly you put that.
Put that back in the
We're now
freezer,
going to
get it nice
consume
and,
this, bro.
You put that back in the freezer.
Paul's a dick that wants everything on ice.
Sounds like his vagina is fucking hurting. That's what it sounds like to me.
When you stop bleeding, you can have some more Jack.
When your snail trails get mopped up, you can you can have some more beer.
Speaking of waking up with stuff stuck to you in the morning,
Is there any more of this delicious Florida lager?
I believe so.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
That didn't sound contrived, did it?
this is fucking good. beer.
Perfectly enunciated. Any more of this delicious Florida lager?
I drink 5 every
I
day.
love your dictation on that, Olivia. That was pretty.
You read that like
5
wow.
Florida lagers a
Thank
day
you very
keeps
much.
the you're on
I think we
just
should
the way.
save
I
the
don't
last
fucking
two
know.
for the lady.
Okay.
Fuck you.
I think you've got way too many principles if you're going to save them both for her.
Yeah.
One for a
Drink
woman,
'em
maybe. Then drink them. What's that you got in there? What's that fucking other thing you got in there with a weird top on it? I'm worried.
Hello.
I know what that Guinness is. I want to see what that other weird looking fucker is. What is this, from Switzerland or some
No,
shit?
it's
That's Jamaican.
next
I
week.
piss in the
Oh,
bottle and
Red Hook.
close it.
That's next week.
no. We
Paul, you're blasted, aren't
last
you?
a couple weeks ago.
Every day, man.
A couple
What are you,
weeks
Snoop Dogg, Snoop Lion? Raw, get the fuck out of here with that stupid shit.
That was
Lion.
Jamaican.
Listen,
That was
listen,
Jamaican.
Snoop Lion. Look,
Is he
we're
decent?
talking. No,
Can you
no.
talk about that?
What the fuck
on
is
We're
Snoop
talking-
Lion?
Are we allowed
We're
to
not
talk
talking
about
Listen,
that?
everybody at one point.
I'd rather
One
not.
second.
Everybody at one point liked Snoop Dogg or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, everybody liked Snoop. Snoop was a fucking innovator, what he did. But he decided he was going to become Rastafarian. Cool, you want to fucking become
Yeah,
a
you got a video
Scientologist
game?
and think you got a fucking
No.
Emperor Zorg out there that you got to pray to? Whatever. Like, you're going to be Rastafarian, you do the whole spiritual thing.
That's
But,
fine.
Yeah, like a
but
fighting
when he
game.
made his new album, he started talking
it's like
and
old
fucking
phones
and sounding like he was Rastafarian. Like, he gave himself a Rastafarian accent.
for no reason.
For no reason. He's not Rastafarian. You're from
Oh,
fucking,
yeah, he just came
you're
out
from fucking
just like-
Long Beach.
No, but he just came out one day like, hey, I can't
Right.
do
You know what?
I
If-
want to.
If you want
You wanted
to,
to
if you
make
want to
it
become something
No, I just
that
wanted
helps
to
you
do
get through
this.
life or whatever,
Like the
do that.
BBC.
That's everybody's like. I'm not a Christian. I don't believe in God.
You know,
I'm not a Christian. I don't believe in God. But people need things to help them get through their lives. And if they need God, if they need Allah, if they need the whatever, they have it. But still be who you are. You know what I mean? You don't have to talk
everything
like
about
you are Rastafari.
So it's like a sellout move, basically.
Right. I mean, to me, I can't respect it because it's like,
it's
Dude,
like believe
what
who
do
you
you-
are, but
right.
don't try to become
Like-
what the
right?
You don't need to
Don't
go
just
around-
sell yourself into what you're doing. Like, okay, let's talk about Tom Araya. Tom Araya is a Catholic, and he is
Yeah,
the lead singer
a
of a
hard
satanic thrash
band.
metal band. But guess what? 25, 30 years into it, Slayer's still kicking ass. Except after the death of Jeff. Which I'm actually going to get a tattoo to commemorate him.
Oh, man.
Angel Caraballo, whatever the fuck. He's gonna fucking Carabas.
Man,
He's
put him on
he's
me
gonna
now.
do. Sorry,
Whatever
Angel,
this
bro.
fucking guy
I'm drunk.
does.
I'm drunk.
Sorry.
Sorry, but
One-on-one
he's gonna
tattoo
do. He's
company.
gonna do Jeff as Satan on my arm. He did Randy Rhodes as a vampire, and it
Yeah,
looks
that's actually
sick.
sick as fuck.
It looks extremely
It looks fucking
sick.
awesome, dude,
Thank
seriously.
you very much. And he's gonna, all that. But then without Dave Lombardo, like, you're not Slayer anymore, man. Like,
It's not Slayer.
why did Led Zeppelin quit after Bonzo died? Because
Because
they
it
weren't-
wasn't Led
because
Zeppelin
they weren't
anymore.
fucking Led
It
Zeppelin
wasn't Led
anymore.
Zeppelin
You're
anymore.
absolutely
But now they
right.
have his son
Well,
playing with
they
them,
had
so.
Jason play the reunion tour, but you know what? You know the reason Led Zeppelin's not playing? I mean, I love Led Zeppelin. I got the 4 cymbals right on my wrist.
Yeah.
Jimmy Page is one of the main reasons I started playing guitar. They're not playing anymore because Robert Plant could not pull off in
What he used to.
2013 what he could in 1975.
No
You know
way.
what I mean? Like, no.
Nobody could, and like it's stupid for people to expect that.
Right, exactly.
Like like I'm a big Def Leppard fan. Okay, like when Def Leppard came out, like with Pyromania and Hysteria in the early '80s. I think Hysteria came out in like '86.
The nub.
What?
The nub, the drummer, the nub.
Oh, the nub, yeah. What it has 9 arms and sucks. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but like I'm a big Def Leppard fan. So like when the like Hysteria and Pyromania came out, they like when people go to see their shows now, they expect Joe Elliott and all those guys to sound just like they did in fucking 1983.
Yeah.
Like, well, Steve Clark's not in the band for one because he passed away in 1991,
Right.
and like. I'm like they're not going to sound that way. I mean, are you going to hear the same songs? It's going to be great, but it's not going to be fucking. It's not going to be the record. And people get pissed at me all the time. I'm like why would you think that? I'm like, because it's not. Like nobody can pull off what they do when they were 20. It's just not going to happen. That's why you have your 20s. So when you get to be 50, you can say, man, I can't do that shit no more.
Although I got to say, I saw AC/DC live like maybe 10 years ago.
Well, they're an exception to the
He
rule.
sounds the same.
He sounds the fucking same. But like,
Yeah, but that's Brian Johnson. That's not even the good AC/DC, because when Bon Scott died, the good AC/DC died. Like that was the AC/DC that was on like Russian intelligence top 5 most dangerous things in the world list. You know what I mean? Like
Exactly.
they were badass with Bon Scott.
people tell
I
me
listen
all
to them.
I gotta piss.
people say all the time, like, oh, why do you like Def Leppard so much? I'm like, what were you doing when you were 24 and 25 and 26? Oh, these guys had a diamond-selling record and were playing fucking stadiums across the fucking world. What were you doing?
And they still
And they still do it.
Yeah.
They fucking sold the amphitheater out here in fucking Tampa.
stadium music.
Yeah,
Pretty much.
for having their one of their greatest albums come out nearly 35 years ago. Like really, it's 2013. That Hysteria came out in 1986, so nearly 30 years ago, if not longer, right? 30 years ago,
Yeah.
their album came out, and they're still
Forever.
selling out fucking arenas and fucking amphitheaters.
That's
and shit.
awesome.
That's fucking crazy.
That's awesome,
That's
man.
fucking nuts. Like think about it. Like even just to have that in your mind, like, oh my god, we just sold out this fucking stadium. Our last fucking big
Do it
hit.
for decades.
Yeah, and do it for decades. And fucking like, your last really major hit came in like the late 90s or the early 90s. I'm sorry. Like that's
Shit,
fucking
even
nuts.
Duran still fucking sells that.
Yeah.
I mean, fuck.
Like even the guy from Flock of Seagulls plays Iran and fucking all the time, and he hates it.
That's it.
He hates it. He hates.
But
playing
it
that fucking song.
sells. I'm like,
But you got to play it for the people, man. That's what they got to do. So
Yeah.
fucking it's good shit. It's fucking
I'm
crazy.
gonna put you on the spot here, Paul, because I know you're obliterated. I just want to see if you can
Thank you, sir.
put 2 synapses together here.
Probably can't.
Okay, we'll do it anyway.
Paul, come a little closer to the mic, please.
Since we're talking about bands that we love, that a lot of people, for whatever don't love because they're so stuck on the genre fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
I listen to Def Leppard too. I'm not as huge of a fan as Chris, but
I know
am a
more about Def Leppard
fan.
than most people know about their kids.
I mean, I still have the Vault album, so
Who doesn't?
I just listen to it.
I mean, I grew up around that time.
Yeah, you're
So,
old. You're like
yeah.
35.
You're old. So what are you?
I'll be 31 next month.
If you
or
can't
next
give
week.
us your top 3 bands each, then I guess.
Yeah, if you got like
influential bands.
let's
I love Maiden.
let's do
Maiden's
this. Let's
great.
We both love Maiden, bro.
like what bands
that's
got you
evident.
guys into metal? Let's just put it that way. What bands got you guys into metal? Like,
Metallica, hands
Yeah,
down.
hands
When I
down.
was like 12 or 13, my mom gave me the Black Album, and I listened to it, and I thought it was great. It was powerful because up to that point, all I'd really listened to was like classic rock with my dad and shit. And after I discovered that there were 4 albums pre-Black Album,
That were totally different than
I
the Black
totally
Album.
Justice
fell
for
in
All.
love with Kill 'Em
Yeah,
All, Ride
that's
the
a good
Lightning,
one.
Master of Puppets, and Injustice for All. I mean, I've got 3 different Metallica tattoos. They're
yeah.
for a year. Like when me and Paul first started jamming with Pat way back in the early days of Deadlift, before we even named it or had the rest of the band or wrote our original songs.
We're just jamming
We
at the
jammed
time,
a
yeah.
fuck ton
Yeah,
of Metallica songs, dude. Metallica, some Maiden, and some Megadeth. That's what we did for months on end. We just jammed our favorite tunes, like Disposable Heroes, Master of Puppets, Ride the Lightning.
We did like every song on like almost.
Dude,
besides for Maiden, because Maiden has so many albums and so many
250
songs.
Well, you know,
albums.
we picked the really epic ones. Like we play Aces High, we'd play The Trooper,
Power Slave.
We'd play Hallowed Be Thy Name. You know,
But it's all to get together. and
Phantom
finally-
of the fucking Opera. Like
It's fucking
that
nuts.
song is sick, dude. Really sick. The duels
Just
in that
us to
will
get
kick
together
you in the
and-
face.
and jam, because we don't know each other, but we have a common interest, that's metal. And so we get together and we just, hey, let's get together and jam. And from growing up, it's just like, man, I always want to find a player I can jam with and play the songs together, because there's a lot of dual guitars and a lot of stuff. Usually you can't find the level of people that can actually play that stuff. And I met this guy, and this guy was tearing it up.
As far as guitar players are concerned, now we talked about bands with Metallica, their records, and then the Iron Maiden stuff, and obviously the Megadeth stuff.
Is this drinkable?
It's not
Pantera too in there as
Can I
well. I
drink
mean,
Dimebag, like literally.
I've got Dime as a zombie right here on
That's
my arm.
fucking nuts. I just noticed that.
Because Dimebag is dead, but he's not gone, man. I got his portrait here with his warhead hat on as a zombie. I gotta get a picture of that
I'm a
later
huge,
for the
like,
show.
when I found out Dime got shot the way that he did,
Dude.
like, it was one of the first times I really kind of just sat back and be like,
With him and when Dale Earnhardt died, I cried. I'm not gonna lie.
I cried when fucking Dime passed away,
fucking
especially when I saw the
Intimidator
video.
died, Dale Earnhardt died, I fucking cried. I'm a redneck, bro. I'm from
Doesn't-
Atlanta.
doesn't fucking matter.
I've been watching rednecks turn left for a long time.
But like when I finally saw the video of what happened to Dime, I'm like, you got to be fucking kidding me. Then I found out a buddy of mine that I went to elementary school with in Michigan was at the show.
Wow.
He was at the show, and he's like, dude, it was fucking crazy. He goes, I literally watched Dime fucking get shot in the head.
Oh, yeah.
Like, he got shot 6 times in the back of the head. Like, that's fucking nuts. I'm like, dude,
Playing a gig.
playing
Just
a gig.
going,
He was with Damage Plan back then, with
Yeah.
and his brother Vin's fucking on drums while the whole thing's going on. And people are screaming to fucking high heaven. It was crazy, crazy, crazy. But I remember that was like the first time that I was like, fuck, man, somebody I paid attention to, that I respected and loved, like as a musician. Like, it was like, fuck, Dime's gone, man. This fucking sucks. And I even named, like, I have a barbecue sauce company. It's called Blacktooth Barbecue, and it's named after Dime's favorite drink. Was the Blacktooth Grin.
Blacktooth Grin, yeah, a
Which
little
was-
Crown, little Coke, and wash it down, watch it go.
Seagram 7 whiskey. And actually, one of the flagship sauces is made with Seagram 7, Crown Royal, and Coke. And it's called Blacktooth Grin. So, like,
You have any bottles of that?
no, I'm gonna be making some soon.
Because I'll drink it.
I'll fucking drink it for $1.
I don't have any with me. I got some orders.
4 quarters I got in my pocket.
But
10 times.
shut up.
Dude, you're literally
50 nickels.
I never told a guest to be quiet before, but I'm gonna tell you to be
you
quiet.
have 50 nickels.
Damn.
So, but
Guilty.
Well, speaking of Pantera, let's play a Pantera track just
Let's
to give
do
everybody an idea.
Yeah.
Any
let's-
particular?
Yes, please put on Floods, the greatest
Floods.
song they ever wrote. Like the solo, the little interlude that Dime does in the solo. If any of you guys are actually Pantera like fans, hardcore Dime fans, you've researched his YouTube videos. And back in the power metal days, when he was still wearing fucking fuzzy
Diamond Dave.
boots, when he was wearing
Diamond Dave.
when he was wearing fuzzy boots,
Diamond
man.
Darrell, that's what his name was.
Yeah, Diamond. He did the the interlude solo, and part of what he made his actual solo, which Guitar World ranked the Flood solo in the top 5 solos of all time.
All time.
So
Think about how many fucking songs have guitar solos.
Oh, absolutely. I mean,
And good ones. I mean, for that to be...
extremely emotional, badass solos. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I could tell you 10 off the top of my head that are great. Like, we were on the way here, like, the solo in Time, Pink Floyd's Time, so emotional and just so driving. It's on that list as well, but I'm just saying, like, there is a lot of really
you
great
can
ones.
tell like what the guy's
Right.
feeling when he's playing.
Right,
you know?
and Dime was a shred motherfucker. He could shred just as hard as anybody.
Anybody.
Didn't matter if you were Ingve, fucking Steve Vai. Didn't matter.
Didn't matter.
He would match
He'd
you
be
or
right
kill
up there
you.
with all those motherfuckers throwing the fuck down.
Absolutely, whilst with a smile on his face, stoned out of his mind, just having
And
a
these
good
guys
time.
are all fucking concentrating. Dime
Yeah,
can play with his
absolutely.
fucking eyes closed.
Absolutely,
He doesn't care.
absolutely.
So,
Yeah,
yeah.
let's play Floods, man. That's
I
good
think
shit.
Floods, we can do
do
that.
it.
Let's do it. All right, so we'll be back in just a minute. We're gonna let you guys listen to Floods by fucking Pantera. Good shit.
Take us with the flood. Negativity. You see in one-sidedly. Burn away the day. Wash away your soul. Take us with the flow.
So that was Floods by fucking Pantera. Motherfucker.
Get your fucking pull, Cowboys from hell.
Oh, man. Like, listen to Pantera. Like, I just either want to do two things. I want to fuck as hard as I can, or two, fuck somebody up.
Yeah,
as hard
beat
as
the
I can.
shit out of somebody.
It's
Just
one of those two.
annihilate.
Like, I want to make children to Pantera. Like, that's my ultimate goal in life. Like, I don't think I want any more kids. I just want to, you know, but what I'm saying, I think I'm going to get snipped in a couple months. So, that way I can.
Ow.
No, it's not like what you think. They basically just put a clamp over your deal. Then you can point it at anybody. They don't care. You know, so it doesn't matter. So, but I think I'm just going to fuck from now on to only Pantera. I guess what Spotify's for, you know. So just put the speakers like in the doorway.
Just make a playlist, you know.
Yeah, make a
If
playlist.
you're just fucking hostile. If you're making love, Floods.
Yeah, there we go. At least that way it's
Cemetery
slow.
Gates.
Or maybe this love. That way there's like a where you can go a little bit harder. You know,
That's when you
Oh
bang your
yeah,
sister.
yeah. That gives you like the
the downtime to go slow, and then when he breaks into the chorus.
Yeah, boy.
5 minutes alone, because that's about how long it lasts.
That was true love.
Oh man, that was a good one. God
I'm sorry that you've been trying to feel so great. We can
Give me
only
some more
last
of
3
them
minutes.
fucking pretzel sticks. I don't give a shit if they're crunchy.
I said I wasn't going to do it, but I can't help it.
I can't. They're delicious, and he's making ruffle sounds with the bag.
Wow. Okay. So anyway, that was Floods by Pantera. We're not trying to steal your music. Anybody in Pantera who might be listening,
Don't sue me.
so please don't sue me. We're just trying to pay homage to
Guilty.
the people that we love and bands that brought us to where we are at this point. So Pantera, thank you for all the music that you provided us over the years. So Deadlift, we're going to talk about Deadlift pretty serious now. So let's start from the beginning. That's the best way to go, I think.
Okay.
So who started off with who? Like, who had the idea, and did you guys just start looking for band members, or was it like two guys got together? Hey, let's jam.
Well, basically, about 3 years ago, I found Patrick, our drummer,
Yeah.
on Craigslist, and they were looking for a guitar player. They had a singer and a bass player in one person.
So they had a bed?
Yeah. And and Patrick on drums. And we got together and we jammed "Symptom of the Universe" by Black Sabbath because the guy who was singing had just learned how to play bass. And
That's a really easy song to play.
it is a
bass
very,
on.
very easy song to play because he just started learning. So I was really into Megadeth at the time, and I looked at Patrick and I'm like, do you know any Megadeth? And he's like, yeah. I was like, can you play Holy Wars? He's like, I think I could. He's like, I think I could make it through it. I know the song well enough. And then me and him played Holy Wars from beginning note to end note, and I knew we had something special going on from then on out.
Yeah, so when you're able to click with somebody over just one song like that, and then you kind of get that feeling on the back of your neck, like, hey, this is going to fucking work. Let's do something,
No, absolutely. And with Patrick, I actually ended up moving away from Florida for a good 6 to 7 months, and he's like, well, keep in touch with me, because we
got something.
we got something good going on. So I come back to Florida 7 months later, and I hook back up with him, and we start jamming. We're jamming Metallica and Megadeth tunes and shit, and we're just having a good time jamming. And then I decided, I was like, you know what, let's try to find some people. 2 or 3 months, maybe 4 months into it, decided let's try to find some people. And November of 2011, I find this guy on Craigslist.
Craigslist,
I went on Craigslist to post an ad, right? And I posted an ad about, I was like, I'm playing Megadeth, Iron Maiden, and Metallica. And this guy sees it. He's like, that's my shit. He even told me, go ahead.
Yeah, I never go on Craigslist. It's like, because
It's a weird place if you're not careful.
Right. And I've been on there a bunch of times, and usually it's never successful, or the majority of it.
Or it just ends
You
up
find
leading to
someone
broken
and-
leads that people don't fucking
Right, it's
care or
always
anything, yeah.
it's never that serious, or it's some type of bullshit. And I met these guys, and I saw his ad, and I was like, one day I was like, fuck it, I'm
Let's
bored.
give it a shot,
Yeah, let me look, and then I never see Iron Maiden, Metallica, Megadeth. I was like, oh shit, that's what I'm into. I call him up, not expecting anything. I met him, and we jammed a couple Metallica songs, I think, like Creep and Death and shit. And
Yeah, there's actually cell phone videos, I believe, from the very first time me and Paul jammed. When he called me, I was on my way to Georgia. I was leaving my then.
That's right. That's
I was
right.
leaving my at the time girlfriend and shit to go visit my family in Georgia.
Yeah.
And he called me. I remember it. I was at a gas station filling up on gas, and
I
he
remember
called
that
me.
conversation.
Yeah, I did
We
too.
talked for like
we
2
talked
hours.
we talked for quite a bit, and just talking about, well, oh man, I love this. And I was like, well, I like to play Holy Wars. I was like, I play all the Dave Mustaine parts. He's like, oh well, cool. I play all the Marty Friedman parts. Like, it just the conversation we had was very productive.
Yeah,
Already.
it's kind of like too good to be true, It's
Like, is this fucking happening? Like, this guy just
It's
blowing
like,
smoke on my ass.
Right,
leave me
absolutely.
for
alone.
like 2 hours, and it's like, all right, we'll see.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
like,
I mean, those are the times where you can't know until you get there, and then
Right.
let's just jam. Let's
Exactly,
see where
because
we go.
you hear the same stories from everyone.
Oh yeah,
It's
I mean it happens, especially.
I can fucking play this, I can play that,
and then they
you
get there and they fucking
you're like,
can't. They can't even fucking strum the goddamn thing.
Yeah, it's like, what the fuck you doing? I was
Like,
like,
you just
that's
wasted my
half-assed.
time. Thank you.
Right,
Yeah.
but the majority of that Craigslist stuff is like that. Well, from my experience,
I mean, a lot of it's like that. I mean, you're not the first person to say that either. Like,
Right.
everything on Craigslist is shady until you fucking get down there.
right.
I don't know if I said it, but I found Patrick and the other,
Yeah, you
other
did.
bass player on Craigslist too. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I found Pat.
I mean,
and
it does
Paul
have
through
Craigslist.
Craigslist.
It does have its uses. I'm not
Yeah,
saying
I mean,
it's. I'm not saying it's.
I found
like-
my last 3 jobs on Craigslist. I mean,
I'm not saying it's not. It's good, but there's a lot of flaws. I guess there's a lot of sketchy people out there. A lot of people say you're good, but you're not.
it's terrible.
People's definition of good is not just playing power chords in time. All right.
One string.
God damn it.
Playing a 4/4 for fucking forever. That's not good.
Yeah. So I found him. I came back from Georgia on a little vacation or whatever. I started jamming with him. Altercation with the ex, and I ended up living on his couch for.
Yeah, I was like, I met you like a week or two, and this is like.
Then I'm like, hey man,
Yo,
can I live on
man,
your
I need
couch?
to fucking
You need a place
crash
to
in your
fucking-
couch.
I need to-
And they were, it was cool though,
Because we already had this vibe going. Like,
Yeah.
we had jammed for 2 weeks. We had already gone and jammed with Patrick.
Definitely felt something. It's just like,
Yeah.
all right, cool, man. We actually, it's like when you meet someone that is actually plays as well as you, you just want to keep going.
Yeah, you
It's
want to
just
see where it can go. Like,
right,
not only
it's-
like. Because at that time, like, if you guys are playing the same parts together for same, like, other songs, you can develop those parts together and your own music.
right, and then you can check out his style and then see what he's doing, and he
And
checks
feed
out
off
your
each other.
right, and then next thing you know, you guys are both doing all this shit together. You're just like, holy shit, did we just do that?
And that's the cool part too. Is like when you guys got 2 guys jamming together. Like, one guy will hear you play something. Like, oh man, what was that? What would you just do? Because you did a little change. Like, you put your finger on a different fret this time.
Exactly.
And then, like, it clicks in your head where, oh man, try that one more time. Let's play together. And you
Right.
come back like, let me try this. And that's how the ideas kick back together. Like, oh wait, let me try this. And then you go back and forth.
It's like, well, I want to do this. They'd be like, well, I was thinking if you do this and do that,
I can play
and
this part. And we
right,
cool,
or you can
yeah.
take that and do this, and you're like, oh shit, I never
never
saw it
thought of that,
way.
yeah.
It's cool you guys said that. Like we totally did, and it was cool. Like when you guys were at the War of the Bands, you saw us play. Like,
Yeah, it's fucking incredible.
Lee Harrison from Monstrosity, one of the judges. I went in the back and smoked a bowl with him. Me and Olivia did, and we were just talking to him. And I was just like, I leveled with him. I wasn't like, oh, you're great, and I like fucking bowed to him. I was just like, hey man, what'd you think? Like, give me some fucking professional,
From Monstrosity. Fuck
yeah,
yeah.
give me some criticism. You know what I mean? And he's just like, man, he's like, you guys. He said the drummer changed it up, the singer changed it up. He's like, and the guitar players, you guys he's like, you both shredded and you jammed together. He's like, it's really hard to get 2 guitar players that want to jam together. Like, you can tell that you guys.
Like, let's see if you can beat this. Like, go
Right,
back and forth.
right,
Yeah, but
absolutely.
it's not a bad way.
No,
it's like
it's
you're
not.
just like, let me play this, and let's see if we can.
We're
fucking
having a
meet in the
good
middle.
time. Like,
Right.
Exactly.
he knows
It's not a competition.
Right. Exactly.
It's
exactly.
never a competition. We're both challenging each other.
Exactly. And
It's
that's the only way you're going to get
it's
better
like
as musicians anyway.
Right. If you're like weightlifting or skateboarding or whatever, or playing
gotta have a partner
any
to
type
play
of
with.
sport, right? Anyone who wants to make you better, it's that's the true guy, true friend, and it's just like we want to top one, keep doing the best thing that we can, but we want to do it, and we're both because we want it. We want that.
That was the first thing I told him after I saw you guys at Bourbon. Like, I think one of the first things I told you was, dude, they
Yeah.
fucking shred.
Because I asked him like if he was at the show, and like I couldn't go because like I said I had my son that weekend, and I'm like, dude, how was the show? Like, because we wanted to have you guys on,
Yeah.
so I'm like, we go scope out some talent, dude. Let's see if we can get these guys on. Let's get them going. He's like, bro, they fucking shred. Like they could fucking
Thank
take
you.
it. Their guitars alone could fucking take it.
Thank you.
So I'm like, dude, let's see what we can do. Let's get them on. Like, come on,
Oh,
let's
yeah.
do it. So like, just to have like just. Me personally, I play bass like I used to. I haven't played it in quite a long time, just because I've had hand problems and shit like that too. But I'm wanting to get back into it. But knowing metal is all about musicianship. A lot of people don't realize that. It's not all about, what everybody thinks is like hate and fucking blood and gore and all that. No,
I mean, that's nice too.
It's about being.
Right.
It's in there. It's in there. Don't get me wrong, but it's not all about that. I mean, it's musicianship, and like I bet, and people tell me all the time, like, oh, it's just screaming and fucking dirty guitars. Like, can you do what they do?
Right.
No, you can absolutely not.
Nothing gets me harder than a fucking wailing guitar solo.
Exactly.
And I don't know jack shit about guitars. I'm not going to act like I do. But that's the part that appeals to me about the music. Is if you have guitar solos on your CD, I will buy it.
That's
It's
all we do too.
It's the epic. It's the epic orgasm of the sexual musical experience, man.
The eargasm.
We're fucking your ear pussies and giving you an eargasm.
That's
That's pretty much what we're doing. Yeah, that's right.
And that's like when we heard you guys play at the War of the Bands at fucking Brass Mug, we were like, he's like, dude, wait till you fucking see him play. Wait till you see him fucking play. Like when you guys were getting set up, he's like, and my ex-girlfriend was there too, and she was just like, he was like, dude, wait till you guys see him play. They're gonna fucking shred.
Was that the chick that was sitting by the bar, like next to you guys?
Yeah,
Like,
that
you
was
guys-
my ex.
I wondered if that was somebody's girlfriend or not, but it was your ex, so that's why she wasn't.
Well,
all,
no,
like,
she was
actively
at the
on
time. She was my girlfriend, but now she's not.
Oh, now she's not.
Now she's not,
Well, then I
so-
see why, because she
It's a
was
developing
kind of,
situation.
She was kind of distant that night, man. I was wondering about that.
Metal really wasn't her thing.
I pay attention to everything when I'm at.
I mean, I'm not going to be mad at her. Metal was really not her thing.
That's
like,
cool.
That's okay, and that's okay. Like I accepted her totally for it. I knew that going in.
Right.
So it's not like I like I said, it's not like I didn't know that. We still get along really well, and like I said, it's not anything that I didn't know before we said, hey, let's be together.
Right.
So, but she really wasn't into it. But it kind of freaked her out a little bit when John started moshing while you guys were playing. John from Falls Upon Us.
John's Falls Upon Us is our family. They're not just friends; they're our family. Tell you a quick side story. I met Carlos at.
I can't wait to have them back on. We need to reschedule.
I met
that.
Carlos at the Summer Slaughter Tour 2012. Me and Olivia were out at the Ritz in Tampa.
Yeah,
They're
which used to
seeing-
be the Masquerade back
they're
in the
seeing
day.
Job for a Cowboy, Cannibal Corpse, fucking Between the Buried and Me. It was a sick show.
Between the fucking Buried and
It
Me.
was sick.
Fuck.
So they had a gun threat then during Job for a Cowboy, right?
What?
Like, okay, I was walking back from buying us a drink, and Carlos is like, "Are you the singer from All That? What is it? All Shall Perish? Are you the lead singer from All Shall Perish?" I was like, "No, but I got a metal band." He's like, "Oh, do you like whiskey?" And he gave me some of his whiskey, and I was like, "All right." And I pulled my flask of Jack Daniels out of my back pocket, and we both did shots, and it was like a cool little
Yeah,
deal.
it's like a little meet
Right.
and greet sort of
And
thing.
so from there, we all had to go outside because somebody said they had a gun and were going to shoot people during the Job for a Cowboy set. So we all
Why would you fucking?
we all pile into the street, right? Everybody that's in the Ritz piles
Yeah,
in
it's
the
a
street.
big place.
Easy
yeah.
targets. Way
Right.
to go.
We
Yeah,
meet up.
plugged in.
We meet
Someone
up.
is
We meet up
shooting
with Carlos out there, and we get a picture with him. And I end up getting his number. And the dude is the reason that we got brought into this metal scene. Like he introduced me to Evan. He brought us into Insomniac.
Evan from Burning for Verona,
Yeah, Burning
yeah.
for Verona. He brought us into Insomniacs. Like meeting Carlos was what got Deadlift into the local scene. Like. I mean, yeah, I've done the St. Pete thing on my own, but as far as like Brass Mug and playing Insomniacs and Bourbon Street, it's all meeting him was the pinnacle of all that.
Thank you.
So, I don't know what I was talking about.
Deadlift.
You talking about?
Well, I know
How'd
something
you
about
end up with
Deadlift,
different
but-
singers and shit.
Okay,
How'd that
let's say.
evolve?
Okay, so I was in jail, and I met Mark, the guy who's our original singer. I had a domestic dispute. I was in jail for a few days. Anyway,
Yeah, we've all done a couple overnight.
right, we've
It's not
done,
a
we've
big
done a
deal.
couple, 1 night, 2 night stays, whatever, shit happens.
Detox.
Goddamn right. So, I'm in there, and I'm covered in tattoos, got long hair, beard, gauged ears. People just assume that I'm into music, right?
Yeah. Same thing with me. Like I would say, I'm not a musician. We do this. This is close to being in music as I get as being a podcaster. So, like when people see me covered in ink, they're like, "Oh man, you guys, you listen to these guys?" I'm like, "Fuck yeah, I do. I'm into metal. Like, what the hell? What do you think?" Same
Hell
thing
yeah.
goes for you.
So I met our former singer, Mark Fredrickson. I was I had gone to my arraignment little area or whatever, and they told me what the deal was, how
being
my
charged
bond
with,
and everything, what I'm in charge
Yeah.
with, and everything, all that bullshit. I get back. I had told my roommates that I was in a band because they asked me, obviously, and I passed out because it's like 3 a.m. when I ended up in my pod.
You in jail,
I was in jail.
and I was home smoking weed.
You're an asshole. and so.
Best night's sleep I ever had was
Fuck
in jail.
you too, man.
Yeah,
I'm about to tell these people how I ended up there. Do you guys want to know how I ended
No,
up
I
there?
don't actually.
Not
It's up to
guilty.
you, bro.
No, let's just leave that one alone.
Let's leave it
No,
alone.
babe?
Just
No?
go with
All
the
right,
regular
all right,
story.
all right, shut up.
Yeah, just-
Ah, excuse
you were
me.
there. Well, you weren't happy. Shit happens.
Yeah, okay. So,
So fucking wasted you are.
so not yet. He's not even
No.
close. So, anyways,
tip.
all right. Everybody shut up except for me.
Okay.
All right, so we were. He comes up to me. I'm eating my breakfast or my lunch or whatever, and he just like starts singing. Just like he starts singing Pantera, "This Love," I think.
No shit.
And it sounded pretty good. And he's just like come up to me. He's got this like not baby face, but like like pretty boy kind of face,
Yeah.
with long blonde hair. And I'm just like, okay, this guy like has a voice. He has balls. He'll come up to me. He's that personality, and he's got a decent look. Maybe he could be the front man of my band. We've been looking for one. We've been looking for a bass player and a singer, and we ended up. I gave him my phone number. I'm like, hey man, you get out of. He's like, I get out in like a week. I'm serving time for some paraphernalia charge, like some pot paraphernalia charge, some stupid bullshit. Yeah, spending like 30 days in jail for some bullshit. His girlfriend had like sold all of his shit and took off to Ohio and shit. Anyway,
Bitches be crazy.
yeah, but this guy deserved it because found out later on that this guy is a grade A textbook alcoholic. Like starts drinking and just turns from the nicest, helpful,
To being the biggest
good
ass
person
hat
just to
fucking
being the
ever.
fucking young, like a 6-year-old on fucking mushrooms, man. It's ridiculous.
Fucking Christ.
Just acting
awesome.
stupid, like for real though, like literally, like that
Yeah,
kind of
you-
ridiculous sometimes.
You dealt with him more than I did. I was more of an acquaintance than anything.
Yeah, he actually
was-
lived in my apartment
he
for a
was
little
living
while.
with you and stuff, and I would just really meet him up in the band thing.
Yeah. So let me ask you this: like, where does the name Deadlift come from? Like, who came up with that?
I did.
So, like, was it just like? I mean, you're obviously a big dude. Jason's a big guy for people out there scoring at home.
Yeah, I'm like 225, pretty much.
Yeah,
Solid.
we're both kind of about the same size. I'm about 250. so
Right, but I think you're about a quarter. Like you're probably like
I'm a few inches taller.
You're a few inches taller, absolutely.
But but still, like, so where did that? I mean, just obviously, deadlift is a a weightlifting maneuver.
okay, well, okay. Excuse me. Our drummer Pat, obviously you've seen him. He's a very in shape person as
Yeah.
well. He hits the gym. Paul lifts. I've when I was in high school, I played football, baseball, and wrestled. I mean, I was
What
I
high
was a
school did you
total
go
jock. I went to South Cal High School in Austell, Georgia, which is
Okay,
right
I,
outside.
I wrestled all through high school too. I was just curious if you wrestled.
Yeah, no, it was right outside of Atlanta. Like right outside of Atlanta. Like I was one of 5 white kids on the varsity football squad, and we all started because if you're gonna be white, you're gonna have to be good enough to play
with all the rest of them, yeah.
exactly. You know what I mean? Like anyway, so excuse me.
Sorry, just,
So I was just sitting around one day, and we had been toying with names for the band because we had finally decided we were going to turn it into a band instead of just a jam project. And
what were some of the other names that you had that you were thinking about?
I'd come up with the name Hammer Fists. I'd come up with the name. What is it? Maybe it's on my phone because I put it on the little.
Oh yeah, you do remember that stuff?
It's on the. It's on my
You
notepad.
guys have
here,
like
hold on.
10 or 20 names.
No, I had like 4. I had like 3 or 4 names, man. And then we were toying around with stuff, and then
I got a bad memory.
I just was sitting in the living room. I was sitting in the living room with my beautiful girlfriend one day, and I just said Deadlift. I just said it like
Just like out loud.
I just said it. Yeah, exactly. It just like popped in my head. I'm like Deadlift. That's the fucking name of the band. Like, and it was more. It was. There's so many different meanings to it other than just like your normal pick up a 300-pound weight bar with and deadlift it. It was the kind of music we had started gearing towards playing was really bringing back the old school heavy and thrash kinds of metal that we loved a lot. And it clicked with me because like I said, we all lifted too, and it's just like deadlift, like we're deadlifting, and when you deadlift something, you have to make metal go up. You have to make
pull
metal rise.
with all as hard as you can.
Yeah, pull as hard as you can, and metal is going above your head. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like the metal bar that's holding the weight.
Well, deadlift's
So-
actually is a straight lift that you
Right.
pick up, you bend down, and you pick up.
You're talking about clean and jerk. I'm talking about a clean and jerk. Whatever.
Okay, well, it's close
Whatever.
enough.
Right, you're lifting metal up either way.
Yeah, you're lifting heavy metal up.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like a double meaning to it, and it just sounds good. And
Double entendre.
double your pleasure,
entendre.
double your fun.
Double makeup.
Ball
Dun-dun-dun.
deep in between. And outcome.
It's always got to be both.
This segment is brought to you by Smokers Vapor e-cigarettes. I'm just kidding.
We'll have to email them after the show.
So that's where the name came from, and I told Paul about it, and I told Pat about it, and they both liked it. They both liked it or whatever. So I'm gonna drink some. Can I drink some?
2 weeks.
Oh, you drink it?
That's
all.
the one that said
Fuck.
Bang Biscuit on the cap.
Yeah, so that's how Deadlift. That's how the name got started. You know what I mean? It's pretty much been that ever since. Like we unanimously decided that it was
Way to
good.
go.
You know, like it sounds
Everything
good.
we do is a team effort. It's like, hey,
It's a
we're
democracy. It's not.
Right.
It's not like one guy in the front and then everybody
Right,
just decides
right,
it's
right.
5 guys in a
There's
row.
Like Jason
no,
walks
there's,
in,
there's
blasts,
no
he's
I
like,
in
"Fuck you,
team.
we're
You
Deadlift."
know what I mean?
It's
No.
5 guys in a row that all decide what's going on, how we
Right.
get better, which way we
Well,
go.
it's more the original founding
Original
members.
members.
You know, it's just right now, and plus the bass player. The bass player is
Well, plus, I mean, obviously, you get everybody's input on what everybody should do, right?
Right. No, we always ask, hey, I'm doing this and this and this. What do you think?
Yeah. We, me
And
I do
then
the
we
same
feed
thing.
off each other. It's a relationship. You know.
It's got to be like that. I mean, if you're in a band,
I
you're a
mean,
band of. I mean, at
right.
this point, you're a band of brothers. So,
Right.
I mean, you got to be
exactly.
able to.
Like
you
you're in a squad or whatever.
Exactly.
You know, I'm gonna read you and you're gonna read me, and we're gonna do whatever.
Don't point at me
No,
when you do that.
well,
Guilty.
that's the music thing.
Yeah.
It's like
Well,
I when he plays, I kind of know the direction of where he's going. And I kind of like, all right, I kind of plan it. Because in music, when you're playing, you always thinking about, it's like chess. You're always thinking about the next step.
Exactly. You know
And-
what's gonna happen after.
Right.
this, you know,
You're always thinking, well, what is he going to do and what am I going to do? And sometimes you can go far right, far left, and next thing you know, you could be in the same page. And then when you're in the same page, that's when everything gets crazy. And the writing is just all in sync.
That's how it's
Everything
supposed
is,
to be. Like when everybody's clicking together, man. Fucking.
but
magic
it's
happens.
hard to get to that spot, and that's what I'm trying to say. It's when you find someone, it's like, all right, you know, you play what I play, that's cool. But then when you guys are actually thinking about the same thing and be like, yeah, you know, that's exactly how I want that to go, and you're like, me too. It's like, holy shit,
Like for real? Like yeah.
right? Exactly.
Like in Pete and I kind of do the same thing. But like we literally contact each other every single day. Like to us, like this podcasting deal that we do is literally another full-time job on top of our regular full-time jobs.
Right.
Absolutely.
So like I'll have an idea for something. I'll text him while he's at work or email each other, wherever the case may be. Like, oh yeah, dude, well let's do that. Maybe we could do this too. And like all day yesterday, we were working on emails sending out to different bands and different sponsors and trying to get promotional deals lined
Right.
up and trying to get
Sometimes
stuff ready
it
for
works
here.
and sometimes it doesn't.
Sometimes like I'll have an idea and he'll be like, I don't know about that. Maybe we tried this instead. I'm like, all right, well that sounds good to me. Let's do it. Or
Right.
or he'll say something to me and I'll be like, oh yeah, man, I totally dig it. Maybe we could change this instead.
No, we don't. I'm gonna be honest. We pretty much hit each other on the head every fucking time.
Yeah,
dude.
I'll be honest. We kind of have the same page on a
But
lot
it's
of
good
things.
though because
We don't have to
then-
dick around too much, and I assume it's kind of the same way for you guys. You
Right.
obviously, if you know the backstory that you just gave us, you guys kind of all hit all the cylinders on the same. Hold on, I gotta chug some Jack Daniels.
But with Pete and I, like I mean, there are times where our ideas are kind of different, but like we still meet in the middle. Like he'll have an idea, I'm like, oh man, that's fucking spectacular. I never would have fucking thought of that.
Right.
And when there be ideas like we were talking about before the show, like we were thinking was we got some slots open come up the end of July, and mostly through August about bands to bring on. So I was thinking, well, we should have like a Girls of Metal fucking episode. Like just bring in like
That'd be awesome.
Like have a chick in here that's in a metal band, or just chicks who are into metal in general. Because honestly, that's fucking hard to find. I mean,
Real metal chicks, not your metal chicks that put on the fucking torn up jeans that they bought that way and
Yeah,
the
exactly.
stockings, and they love asking Alexandria and fucking the Acacia
handing all
strain
ships and shit.
and
Fucking-
bullshit like
hot,
that.
you're still gonna bone
I'm talking about
I don't
chicks like
care.
my woman who love fucking Amon Amarth and
Just come my way. I don't
and
give a
fucking
shit. You wore it
Metallica, like
yesterday?
real metal. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
like fucking
Paul
like
and I are in the same
like if
boat.
I like just having like
I'd
real
go
metal
fuck.
like Trisha from Falls Upon Us. She's a fucking bass player in a metal band.
Trisha
She's
is
hardcore.
awesome.
And
She's
she's
Trisha.
and she's cool as shit
Listen,
too.
when because I've known those guys since before Trisha joined as
Yeah.
the bass player back when her and Carlos were an item, and the whole thing, the whole thing is that she picked the bass up and pretty much for her first live show, I was like zoned in on her fingers because I'm a fretboard wizard. I know what I'm doing, and I want to watch and see what she's going to do because I want to know. They're going to ask her to play bass.
You want to see where she's at.
The girl looks like a natural. She looks like she's been
doing it for
years, and she's been doing it for months. And I mean, you know what I'm saying? She loves metal, and she's fucking.
I was quite impressed when I saw it.
Yeah, me too.
I saw him at that Spring Hill.
At the Spring Hill show, yeah.
So like that's what I want to do is bring in like girls of metal,
right?
Like bring in either girls that are into metal, like just girls that I either personally know,
She's definitely
or like bringing the chicks that are in actually metal bands.
A lot of times in metal bands, and my girlfriend said this before, and I'm gonna quote her that in metal bands
spiritual.
Shut up. When chicks play in metal bands, the standard gets lowered because they're chicks. They're like, oh, it's a girl. Oh,
we need to take it easy.
Like you guys remember the chick band that we played with at the War of the Bands.
Hold on a second. Kill the fucking sound.
Yeah. Okay, look, they sounded good. They were good, but any person who's in a professional standpoint is going to look at them and go, "Oh, it's a band full of girls." Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
I see titties.
It's not. Yeah, most people. Well, that's the thing. Okay, what do you see when you see Deadlift? You see talent. You see passion. You see good music. What were you saying then?
That's not what I thought. I was actually blown away. I thought they were great. I mean,
No.
And
no, I'm not saying they weren't good.
You were misquoting.
Okay, I misquoted Miss Olivia Friedel.
What I was saying.
hold on. She's walking up.
What I was saying, I'm going to correct.
Closer,
for the record, I'm going to correct that. What I was saying is that if you're a girl in metal or anything in life, you have to try 10 times harder to be better than the dude standing next to you because people are going to scrutinize you more than they would scrutinize, the dude. So if you're a girl in metal and owning it, you're, in my book, more badass than the fucking dude standing next to you.
And they shred too.
That's what I said.
That's what she said.
Goddamn right, boy.
They did kill it. I'll be honest. I was like, this guy's fucking
It
jammed.
sounded good, absolutely.
And the lead singer, I don't know what her accent is, but she was tearing
She's
it up.
like Brazilian or something.
Really?
She was eye-fucking me in the parking lot.
I guess German, but I was
Hardcore.
like,
Who?
That lead singer chick from Kill the Sound. If you're listening to this, whatever your name is, I know you want me, but
Her name's Kim
they put on a
Acoustic.
show.
I don't even know.
Kim Acoustic was her name.
They put on a hell of a show, and I'd be honest, dude. I was like,
I was blown away. We both were.
Let's see if they're just going for the niche,
Right,
but
guys,
After they
but, like-
started playing, I was like, oh shit.
right, and
Corey's a friend of mine on Facebook. She's a super cool chick.
They're cool. Like I even messaged them after the War of the Bands. I was like, hey, you guys want to come to St. Pete and play with us? Like, I think they put on a great show. All I'm trying to illustrate is that when you get a band with chicks, usually the general consensus from the crowd or from the critics is that, oh, it's a band of girls. So they already get a certain amount of leeway because they are chicks. That's what I'm trying to illustrate.
They don't get it as difficult as if it were all dudes up there.
Exactly. So
They'll
you know
get
what I'm
judged
saying?
the same.
When you have Deadlift come on, and our fucking our alma mater is Destroy. Like that's it. That's all. We come on stage and that's all we want to do is just blow people's faces off. Like I have to reference old Metallica when they first started, when they decided they were going to take punk and thrash and metal, the British new wave of heavy metal, and just play it as fast as they could, but throw cool hooks. And Kirk Hammett was shredding faces, and Cliff Burton's doing these off the wall like Geddy Lee bass runs and shit, like ridiculous. Like he's a classical. If you guys ever get the chance to read Cliff Burton, the autobiography, well, it's not an autobiography. It's a book by a guy. I fucking can't remember his name. But the book is called To Live Is To Die. And if you ever get a chance to read it, man, you guys should really pick it up and read it, because if anybody's a hardcore, old school Metallica fan, there's tons.
Or even just a fan of bass players.
Or just,
Cliff Burton's one of the fucking best on the planet.
Yes, he is. Cliff Burton was there's an early Metallica interview where they're like, what are your influences? And they're like, Angel Witch and Motorhead and Saxon.
Yeah.
But fucking Cliff Burton's like fucking Rush, ZZ Top, Cliff.
He was
Cliff brought the
trained guy.
Cliff actually, if you guys are metal fans, which you sound, you should be if you listen to the Metal Offensive podcast. Cliff Burton took all kinds of different genres and put them into metal. Like he would take jazz, he took classical, he took blues, he took rock, and he actually taught the Metallica guys musical theory. If you listen to Kill 'Em All and put it right up next against Ride the Lightning, totally different. You can hear the classical
Musical difference.
You can hear the classical composure in
was actually song
Fight
structure.
Fire with Fire. Like the intro to Fight Fire with Fire is a classical 12-string guitar run. Like it's amazing. Like seriously though, like put Kill 'Em All up against Ride the Lightning, and dynamically they're 100% different. You know, but
They're phenomenal fucking albums from head
right.
to toe.
Oh, absolutely. Both of them in their own
two
right, you
completely
know?
different
Absolutely.
things.
Two completely different. And then, of course, Master of Puppets is the culmination of Cliff
Those
Burton's
albums put
influence
together,
in the band. And they really just, as far as a heavy album, I mean, it's heavy, it's thrashy, it's bluesy, it's emotional, it's classical, it's everything that you
It's
want.
one of those albums that just grabs you by your
That was the
fucking
first
sack.
It grabs you by your
Pulls
nuts
on
and
tape.
pulls on it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I had it on tape,
And so did I.
and I played that all the time in my
All the
bedroom
time.
as a kid.
Yeah,
And then
absolutely. I had a
my favorite
cassette tape
Metallica
that I bought
album.
at fucking before it was FYE. It was something else like
And Iowa.
Sam
tape
Goody
deck.
or
Sam
something.
Goody's. Well, actually, Sam Goody's owned FYE and Dolphins Music and Buccaneers Music. I used to work for FYE, actually.
shit.
Way back in the day at Tyrone Mall down in St. Pete, like 7 or 8 years ago, bro.
Now they're all fucking out of business.
Fried chicken, motherfucker.
Popeyes.
So it's I got an idea. How about we play a track? Like we don't have any vocals on the track, unfortunately, not just yet. But
And we'll talk about that. If we
Yeah, we'll talk about
Donnie.
that more, absolutely.
it's an instrumental track called Vampires.
Yeah,
right?
it's called Vampire, and I wrote the basic, like,
This guy wrote everything.
I didn't write everything.
This guy is a fucking man.
Oh, shut up. I wrote the basic like track itself a couple years ago, and I had been reading.
This guy had a dream.
Shut up, Paul.
A dream.
I'm not black. I'm not gonna bring you a drink. Shut up.
This fucking
I'm not gonna bring you
chair is
sweet
gonna
tea.
break. Stop. I might fall and hurt myself.
I wrote the track a couple years ago, and I was reading books by Anne Rice. And I was reading the Vampire Chronicles.
Oh yeah.
And there's
which is like the
right,
precursor
exactly.
of Interview with the Vampire.
Right. Well, the very first book in the series is called
Balls Deep in Hell.
God damn it! No, it's called The Vampire Lestat. After that, it's Interview with the Vampire, and then it's Queen of the Damned. Those were the first
Those are
three
three books.
original Vampire Chronicle books. Now they've got the Vampire Armand and a bunch
Like,
of
I've
others.
read those books, all
Pandora,
incredible books.
all those right. So there's most of the part of the Vampire Lestat book where he moves to France and Paris and becomes a vampire and like works at the theater of vampires. This is what this song is about. This is about a young powerful vampire in Paris in early 1600s, and he's got money, he's got power, and he decides he's going to go out and have a couple bites. And he has a bite the first time, and then he ends up turning the next one into a new vampire because he's lonely and he wants to have a companion.
Sit in my seat.
And that's what the song's about. And I wrote it with that. And if you listen to just the music without the lyrics, like, you can see vampires. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory.
The song is great.
Explanatory.
Song is great.
Self-explanatory.
The song is great.
Violation.
So, all right, let's go ahead and listen to Vampires by fucking Deadlift.
Please
Check
do.
it.
Please do, because it's great.
Heavy fucking metal.
So it was Vampires, no vocals, but it was still a fucking killer instrumental track. I think.
The best.
Fucking
It's great.
Yeah,
awesome.
we haven't quite gotten. We had an older singer. We haven't gotten our new singer to record all of our new tracks. So we're getting in the studio. We're gonna finish the EP. We're gonna push it out. It's gonna be 5 songs. It's gonna be our 5 original songs: Snuff, Vampire, Raw, Pirate, and Cursed. The ones you've been hearing.
I love the one-word names. Like, there's not like 95
yeah.
fucking.
Our
sentences
songs,
of
our songs, musically, without lyrics,
Tell a
portray
story.
a story. They absolutely do. Curse. It's about a colonial witch. Snuff. It's about a girl who willingly wants to be raped and killed on film.
That's fucking creepy.
well,
There's people out there like that too.
exactly. I wrote the lyrics to that, and let me tell you,
Email me.
I got in that mindset. It was kind of weird. And then, we got Pirate. Pirate's about, the open seas and pirating and, raping, pillaging, and plundering. And we got Raw. Raw's about, olden times when people worship things
Egyptian.
bigger than them. You know what I'm
Deities.
saying? And really believed in those things.
Sun God.
And then we have Vampire, obviously, the one about the vampires, which I explained,
Yes.
before the break. So, we try to... And once again, I go back to Metallica. They told a story with their music without even
With each
lyrics.
album, too.
Exactly, absolutely. Without lyrics, when you listen to these songs, you understand what the artist is trying to get across. Call of Cthulhu, absolutely. You're trying to understand what these artists are getting across. They're emotionally putting themselves out on the fretboard, and that's the greatest thing me and Paul do. It's like when me and Paul got together. Earlier we talked about the connection that me and Paul have, and that we really write well together. But the thing about me and Paul is that when we get together, good shit happens. Period. Like, it's not just, hey, we're jamming these chords and they sound pretty cool. Let's throw some trendy vocals on them. Let's make them a fucking song. We're constructing stories with our guitars. Period. And then we build the music around that. And that's what we've done so far. And now that we've got a full band, we got the new singer, Donnie
Donnie's
Hamilton.
fucking badass.
He's a
dude.
badass, absolutely, absolutely. And Donnie can do, anything from Black Dahlia Murder pterodactyl screams to Randy Blythe to, fucking Bruce Dickinson power metal.
He can do it, man. It's fucking incredible. Like I remember watching him at the War of the Band show. I'm like, holy shit! Like this guy's just bringing it. And everybody like.
The dude's like 380, and he acts like he's 200 pounds.
Yeah,
and
he
he
can
just
fly around that
he
stage.
jumps around the stage. He lets it out. He's
Energetic
got
front
He's
man
very
to the-
energetic.
Oh, yeah.
He's very interactive.
Brings the crowd into it too,
Exactly,
which is cool as
very
shit.
interactive. He's got a good, live sound. He's got a good live personality, and he's got a good personality in general. And
Yeah, I talked to him a few times. He seemed like a cool cat. Man.
absolutely, Donnie, like he's new. He just started in the band, and his role right now is kind of catching up because we've got these 5 originals. We know how we want them to sound. We know what we want vocally out of these songs. So in order for him to fall into place, it's got to be, hey man, do what we already know sounds good for these tracks. Like Paul and I are not just guitar players; we're musicians. When we
Exactly.
write,
That's what people don't have a tendency to like not be able to differentiate from. Is like just because you play guitar doesn't mean you're a guitar player. You're a musician, and like most people don't think of guitar players as musicians. They're just up there playing chords because they see stupid shit on TV or VH1. Like anybody can
Right.
fucking do that
Right,
stuff.
right.
You can take a week and fucking learn all that stuff. There's musicianship involved in heavy metal, hands down. I don't care what anybody fucking says. It's just how it is.
Yeah, it's a lot of writing.
It's a lot of writing. It's a lot of practice. It takes years and years to build that kind of fucking, strength in your fingers to get the chord, get your things down right, and just writing songs and writing what you guys want to hear. I mean, that's what it boils down to.
when we write songs, it's not just this is a catchy song. We're gonna play 3 different chords, and we're gonna make a chorus, and then we're gonna do a fucking interlude or some shit.
Yeah.
It's like we're constructing stories and epic fucking shit, that people like can actually connect to. Like, oh wow, I can actually, that music sounds like vampires. Like it made me think about vampires.
Vampires fucking.
Or, like, Snuff. It made me think about this crazy fucking bitch that wants to be killed while she's being fucked on film. Or, you know what I'm saying? Like, Raw. Like, it's totally Egyptian. Like, you can't help but think about the subject matter that we have brought to the forefront for these songs. And that's the beauty between me and Paul. Like, when we get
We don't
together.
give a fuck about no one else but ourselves.
That's true. That's
It's
true.
like, you know what?
If there were ever a sentence to sum up Paul for this entire podcast,
Tell
we
us
don't
what
give
you
a
really
fuck
think, Paul.
about anybody else but ourselves.
Well, we're right.
Just all of a sudden we go.
Well, we're writing what we're thinking. As simple as that. It's just like, hey, let's write
Are you
about.
really that hot? Holy fuck!
I think what Paul's trying to say
That's right,
is that
man.
we're not writing songs that we want or we really care about whether people like or not. We're writing
just
songs
doing what
that
we do.
we want to do, that we
Sorry, I'm
like,
yawning like a motherfucker.
that sounds good. What?
I'm yawning like a motherfucker. Dude. I'm fucking exhausted. So just
Well-
keep going. I'm not yawning at
No,
you
it's
for what
okay.
you're saying. So like,
It's all good.
I'm just fucking tired.
No,
So-
but like I was saying, like we write songs that we like because we don't want to be on stage being some fucking joke of ourselves that is doing things that the scene is liking.
you don't
or
want to go
these
up there
kids
and
are
make
liking.
music that just people want to hear. Like you just don't want to
We're
go up
doing
there.
what we
Right.
Exactly.
Exactly. We don't want to get off stage and hate
give a
ourselves
fuck.
for the fucking trendy bullshit we're
We're just
playing.
doing it so people
We
like
ain't
who
no
we are.
Nickelback, motherfuckers.
Fuck.
Fuck Nickelback.
Can I talk
Fuck
about-
you.
you guys wanna hear a
Suck
weird
my
story about
cock.
God, I don't even want to talk about Nickelback. Let's talk about
no,
Deadlift.
no. We're going to talk about Deadlift too, but I got us the weird story about Nickelback. A few years ago, before I met my ex-wife, I was living in Largo, and I met this other chick on MySpace. I met my ex-wife on MySpace too, but I met this other chick on
Wow.
MySpace, and back in the MySpace days, and so like we talked back and forth a little bit, and I was like, well, let's go get a drink or something, right? No big deal. So I pick her up, and so we were talking a little bit in the car, and we are probably about halfway to where we were going. I can't even
They
remember.
say
how
that
we
she's
got-
pregnant.
No.
Jesus Christ.
That was a road I didn't want to go down. So, but anyway, so
I pulled out.
she's like, I'm like, well,
But it
what kind of music are you listening to right now? She's like, I really like the new Nickelback record. No shit, no lie. I fucking slam on the brakes. I pull into a Shell's gas station, and I said, I can't deal with that. Get out of the fucking car. Get out of the fucking car. And she just looks at me like, are you serious? I'm like, yeah. So like, I gave her, I was like, here's $20 for the cab fare. Go home. She's like, I can't believe you're doing this. I'm like, please get out.
Can't believe you wanted to listen to Nickelback.
Nickelback
I said,
sucks.
I was like,
Can't believe you
she
told
starts
me
to
that shit.
shut the car door. I'm like, tell Chad Kroger I said hello, fucking bitch. And I peeled out the fucking parking lot.
The thing about that story, I mean, it sounds over the top, but you know
It's
what?
not.
The type of music these people are making is garbage, and people are just eating it up because of the name or because of whatever they think the liberal media wants them to follow, and it's bullshit. Because music and a good feeling that you feel from music is about that feeling. It's not about what everybody else likes. It's not about what's popular at the time. It's about what makes you want to tap your fucking foot or fucking nod your head or bang your head. It's about what moves you, what makes you feel inside, what makes your feelings become the forefront of what's going on in your body. I mean, when I first heard the Kill 'Em All album, or when I first heard goddamn Killing Is My Business and Business Is Good, I got goosebumps all over my body through several different songs in the albums because I was like, this is real music. This is what happens when somebody has a
It should make
talent for music.
hair in your face fucking stand up.
Absolutely. When somebody has a talent for music and a talent for writing, and they write something real and pure and emotional, it makes, if you're a real person and you really feel music, it'll make you move. It'll make you feel something. And that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to take those real emotions, those real feelings, and we're trying to express them on the fretboard and on the drum set and on the fucking bass fretboard and on the microphone for the lead singer. We're trying to bring you real music. We literally don't care what people want to hear, what is trendy,
love.
what people are into in the scene. we're going to show up, we're going to rip your fucking face off, we're going to fuck your ear pussies, and then we're going to get off stage and we're not going to fucking father the babies that come out of those ear pussy rapings.
We're going to drink your beer.
That sounds like something I would say, Am.
Fuck
I'm
yes.
impressed.
We're going to drink your beer.
I wish like we could come up with a
Thank
T-shirt
you.
design that incorporated all what you just said.
I ear raped you.
I got a guy that can draw that.
I
But
hope so.
An ear pussy getting raped? Because if you can draw it, I want to see it.
It's crazy.
And I gotta say, the Rammstein. I noticed that the
Rammstein?
concert. Yeah, I was like, oh shit.
well, I am German. My last name is Swartzwalder.
For the, you know,
which in
in
German
to
is
figure out how to fucking pronounce that.
Schwarzwalder. Schwarzwalder. And then,
Eine halbe Tasche Spitze.
what's cool about that is like
Fine.
what's cool about that is like my beard and my hair are like jet black, and Schwarzwald in German means of the Black Forest, or it means Black Forest. Schwarzwalder means of the Black Forest, like, you know. So I can literally trace my lineage back to fucking Viking, fucking Germanic tribesmen.
Honestly, you remember like
Who were
in,
killing people with
anybody see
axes.
fucking Gladiator, like when they fought the Germans, like in the very beginning. You look like a fucking extra from that. Seriously, like I would have thought you.
I'm the only guy that survived.
I'm the only guy.
You're the one that wore blue jeans.
Cut off blue jeans and a fucking
With tattoos
Metallica shirt.
and a boner. Like the Celt spot naked.
Giant 12-inch
You know
boner.
the Celt spot naked with erections with blue paint on them?
Yeah, they thought it would scare their fucking
Yeah.
You're
opponents.
huge in
And they
Africa,
did the
right?
Romans in
I am huge in
I'm
Africa.
huge in
Fuck you.
Africa.
huge in Africa from behind.
You know what? These guys
a
have
great
done a
line,
great
man.
job of getting us drunk. Because I'm eating Rogel pretzels, and we drank a whole bottle of Jack Daniels,
Like it was the last thing.
and 12 pack of beer.
Don't worry,
And
I'll just put that up for you
we're
guys.
pretty fucked up. And actually, I'm gonna ask Pete to grab the fucking bottle of Jameson out of the
Oh, fuck.
fucking freezer right now, so we can have another shot.
We're live.
This is
You
dead-
do it now.
Do it now. Get down. Get to the chopper.
Get to the Jameson now.
I think.
Jameson is being
I think what we're
pulled
gonna
out.
do for I think what we're gonna do for right now is play another track by somebody that we all love and care for. That's the one. and
Iron
only
Maiden?
Iron Maiden.
Nice.
What do you guys
Let's
think?
let's
Who
play.
doesn't like Iron
Let's
Maiden?
play.
What do you think?
Fucking
play some
Phantom
more
of the
Deadlift.
Opera
I think we
by
should play
Iron
Aces High
Maiden.
though. I was
Deadlift.
I was
Aces
leaning
High?
towards Aces
I think
High.
you should hold this because
Oh,
it's like
okay.
after.
Hell yeah.
Can we play Aces High by Iron Maiden?
Fuck yeah, we play Aces High. We
Play
played
the Deadlift.
Aces High many times in the studio and
played
in the
the many
fucking jam room.
songs.
I think Bruce Dickinson had one of the greatest quotes I've ever heard. I was watching
Bruce
this
Dickinson had the
documentary.
greatest voice
Voice
of
ever.
Iron Maiden,
Yeah.
period.
I was watching this documentary that he did, and he was like, as a frontman, his job is to take a 30,000 seat venue and point to the guy in the back and be like, "Yeah, hey you, I'm talking to you. Like, that's your job as a frontman to speak to everybody in that entire place."
Yeah.
And he does that better than anybody on this planet. So we're gonna go ahead and play Aces High by Iron Maiden. We'll be back in just a second. All right, so that was Aces High by fucking Iron Maiden, a song that I probably listened to more times than I fucking even count. We're in a great, amazing fucking guitar battle between those two. Fucking,
And a song that Deadlift has covered a few times as well.
yeah, that's even better. You should. Speaking of Deadlift covering stuff, we got shows coming up this week, right?
Absolutely. This Friday, we're going to be playing Third around 8:50 at the State Theater in St. Peter.
What time does the show start?
It starts at 7.
Okay.
It's called the Falling Axe Tour 2, and it's going to feature, Deadlift's brothers, Falls Upon Us, another
Can't wait to see. I haven't seen them live yet. I'm dying to see them live.
And another band that's our brothers is Cadaver Dolls, and both bands are amazing live. They have their own style, they have their own sound, and they fucking kill live. So you guys, if you're in St. Pete this weekend, Friday night, you know what I'm saying, between 7 and 1 a.m., come out and fucking support some local metal, because we're going to be out there tearing up. There's no national acts. There's no big wigs coming through town. It's a bunch of fucking local guys just down
Getting
there
together and
doing
fucking
what they
throwing
do.
their heads down, dudes. That's good shit. Like,
Absolutely.
It's all fun.
And then actually Deadlift on Saturday morning is going to get up and pack up and leave and go to fucking Orlando.
We're in Orlando, you guys.
We're going to be playing in Winter Park
Oh, I used to live in Winter Park.
The
It was a
Haven?
cool place.
at the Haven.
Yeah,
We're
I
gonna
used
be-
to
we're
live right
gonna be-
across the street from there.
We're going to be headlining at the Haven with a couple other bands, Kyrion and a couple other bands. Yeah, it's this Saturday.
Some special guests.
And, once we won the War of the Bands, 4 of the bands that were in the war were from Orlando, and they go back to Orlando, and they're talking all kinds of good shit about Deadlift. Oh, these guys
awesome,
are
man.
awesome. They fucking shred. They're fucking awesome. They're badass. So, Sick Ross, the guy who put on
The War of the Bands deal,
the
right?
War of the
Yeah.
Bands deal, is like, hey, man, you guys have got a buzz going about you in Orlando. Why don't you come over and play? So we're like, fuck yeah, we'll go over there and play. We're going to headline Orlando, and we're less than a year old, and we've never even played
And
anywhere
Haven's
outside
time
of
is
St.
this?
Pete.
big
What
place,
time?
cool place too.
The gig's going to start about 7:30, 8 o'clock, and Deadlift will probably go on around, 11,
You got
11:30,
3 or 4
12.
bands or
There's
something?
3 bands before us, absolutely. Some of Orlando's, better metal bands,
Top liners.
they're a little bit trendy, they're a little bit poppy, but you know what? They're doing their thing, and
Anu, maybe?
they sound pretty good. No, Anu's not playing with us.
Okay.
They're pretty good though. I like Anu, but they're not playing with us. And anyway, we're just capitalizing on whatever kind of buzz is out there about Deadlift, because we come to the show and we're ready to rip your face off. It doesn't matter. We don't give a fuck if there's 5 people or 50 people or 500 people. We're going to play the same exact way. We're going to bang our heads. We're going to fucking shred solos. It doesn't matter. We don't care. We don't care if nobody's there or not, because we're there for us. We're there for us to make good metal music because we love this music. And if people outside of us love this music as well, then that's cool. Then, hey, man, join the fucking team and support us, and everything's cool. But number one, we're looking to make music that we enjoy making. We're looking to make music that we have fun making, and we're looking to be a band that enjoys
Big party.
writing music together. You know what I'm saying? It's old school values.
Can I say something real quick? I'm going to interrupt you. It's not in a bad way, trust me. I want to say we've had a bunch of bands on our show. I don't know how many in particular as far as the number. I think we started
It's gotta be around 10 or so.
7 or 8, something like that.
Yeah.
Around there. But I think all those bands are great. Don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong with it. They all have their certain auras about them. They all do a great job. I don't know what it is about you two, but especially with Jason too. Paul, you're the same way. You guys seem more dedicated to your craft than I've seen in lots of people. I'm not saying that everybody's not dedicated to what they do. That's not what I'm trying to say. The thing is, it's dedication and passion about what you do, and that's hard to find with anybody. I mean, regardless of if you're making music, or if you're if you're a photographer or whatever the case may be, some kind of art form. But what I'm saying is, like, I'm not talking bad about the other bands that have been on the show, because we're all friends of theirs. Like three of the four bands that are or three of the bands that are playing this Friday with you guys, we've had on our show, and we enjoy them. We still talk to them to this day. We see them as much as we can. But it just seems like for some reason, I don't know. Sometimes you just get a vibe off somebody, you know. Like, and we've talked about this before. Like, sometimes when you see a band up on stage, you know that they're supposed to be there. Like, when people walk up onto a stage, when you're supposed to see a national act, you know that they're supposed to be there. There's a different aura that comes into the building when they're up on stage, and you know, like when you got your openers that'll come up, they're kind of supposed to be there, but they're not. And we've talked about this a bunch of times on the show already. Like, when certain bands get up on stage, you know they're fucking supposed to be there. You know, like, they got that gig, you know, because they're hard workers, and like the whole kind of mood sort of changes. And I've only seen you guys once, like at the War of the Band show, and I could tell that when you guys walked up on stage. There's only certain bands that I feel that do that. Like, you guys know, like, hey, we're fucking bringing it. Like, you know fucking shit's about to get fucking started.
Yeah. Right.
And also, like, with you guys, it seems like you're more passionate about the art of heavy metal. You know what I'm saying? There's not just, let's just get together, let's just jam, let's just come up with some stuff. It just seems like you're writing tunes that you're passionate about and that you want to do. And, like, to me, that's fucking awesome. That's what it should be about. Like, heavy metal is supposed to be dedication, passion, and just straight up fucking not giving a shit about what other people think, and making music for the music that you want to hear.
Just for music's sake.
Just for music's sake in general, exactly. But being also just to make music for yourselves and doing what you love to do. And that's regardless of anything, whether you're into heavy metal or you're not. Doing what you love to do is something that, you know, everybody would kill for.
I like 100% agree with you. I mean, I left my job just to play with this band.
So, like, if that doesn't say, like, I'm dedicated, like, I really don't know what does.
It's something I feel. It's just like we got something that we're basing off, and it's like when we played together, it's just like, yeah, I feel it. And then I'm pretty sure when we play live, everyone feels, you know, feeling the same shit.
I know when, like I said, we've only seen you guys play once, and when Pete and I were we're standing, like, on the backside of, like, we're right in dead center in fucking front of you.
Twice.
You saw him
Remember
twice. That's
I told you about that. Yeah,
that's right. So when we were when we saw him, you guys at the Brass Mug with the War of the Band show, like, we're literally standing, you know, 10 feet from you, and we're really dead center in the middle. I remember just being there and be like, and Pete's like, you gotta see, wait till you see these guys play, they're gonna fucking shred, they're gonna melt your fucking face off. And that's exactly what I did. I stood there literally. And I felt like that scene in Beetlejuice where that lady goes into the closet and she pulls her fucking face off and hands it to them. Like, that's what I felt like.
Thank you.
I literally felt like Jason went up there and you fisted me. Like, I left walking kind of crooked. Like, that's how bad it was.
Thank you.
And we left after you guys played. Because I already seen enough.
We're not up there to make friends. We're not up there to, you know,
take no prisoners.
We're up there to play what we love to play, which is heavy fucking thrash metal, and we do it to the best of our ability. And luckily, Paul and I both have a lot of natural ability. Our bass player Ryan Rogers has a lot of natural ability. He's a thumping ass bass player.
He's fucking awesome.
Our drummer Pat Maloney has a natural ability to fucking kill the drums. He does. And Donnie, and Donnie has the natural ability to fucking kill it on the vocals. Like, everything just comes together, man. Like, listen, we're one of those bands that the War of the Bands, we only practiced as a band 2 times before we played the War of the Bands. Other bands,
seriously?
Seriously. We're the kind of band, like, we're playing State Theater tomorrow. We haven't practiced since the last time we played live. And when we show up when we show up Friday, we're going to fucking tear people's faces off. Because individually, as musicians, that's just what we already do. And when we get together, the vibe is already there. And we don't need to sit there and practice 2 and 3 times a week to know or understand that we're going to fucking tear people's faces off. We show up live. We feed off of your energy as a crowd. And we decide that, you know what? I'm going to fucking tear your face off. And that's what we do. And, you know, I really feel like in the future, when Deadlift gets a little bit further, we get a little maybe some fucking support from a record company, maybe Dark Harvest Records. I don't know. You know, I've been talking to JD Brooks. You know, shit might happen, shit might not happen. Either way, it doesn't matter what people do for us, because we're gonna always do what we do for us, which is make heavy fucking metal. And we're gonna bring it, just like Paul said. We're always gonna bring it. We're always going to, try to surprise you. We're always going to try to, entertain you. Because bottom line is, we're trying to entertain ourselves as metalheads.
Yeah,
we love metal. We love good
Play
metal.
music.
And if the music that we're trying to make doesn't reflect our ancestors, our fucking heroes of metal, if it doesn't reflect them, if it doesn't do something that sparks our interest, we're not going to do it. We're going to fucking scrap it. But we don't have any really moments like that. Me and Paul both come up with fucking killer riffs all the time. And our drummer Pat, he just follows along with his drum fucking solos and drum riffs, and the bass player Ryan, he comes up with the good fucking bass riffs, and we really groove really hard. And Donnie comes in with his fucking crushing ass fucking vocals, and Deadlift is what it is right now. We're not trying to be trendy. We're not trying to be fucking poppy. We're trying to be us. We're trying to make music that we love, because we love old school thrash heavy metal, and we want people also love that as well, and that's shown with our music and our, we just bought 30 t-shirts, and we got them 2 days ago, and I pretty much sold every single t-shirt already.
Yep.
Because people are the guys in the Metalhead podcast here, fucking Chris and fucking Pete have already bought t-shirts from us because they believe in what we're doing, and we believe in what we're doing.
As soon as you got them, you tagged us, and we're like, yeah,
absolutely. I tagged you guys. I'm like, we got Deadlift shirts. I know you guys are going to want one. And they're like, fuck yeah, bring one to the show. And I did. I brought them both shirts. They're fucking Pete's wearing a Deadlift shirt right now. Because you know what? We fucking bring it. And we're always going to bring it. And it doesn't matter whether you like it or you don't like it or you're fucking on the fence about it. We're going to do what we love. And no matter what. We're going to do what we want to do, no matter what. And most people, most metalheads, just like us, are going to love it because it is real metal. It's not your fucking stupid poppy bullshit. It's not your stupid fucking breakdown goddamn Karate Kid in the pit fucking want to kick people in the face bullshit.
That's one thing I will never understand.
It's real. It's heavy fucking metal.
Fuck you.
We're always gonna fuck your ear pussies. It doesn't matter. It doesn't fucking matter because whether you like it or not, we're gonna fuck you up.
I gotta say, to be completely honest, even though Paul's obliterated, I gotta say,
I don't know. Everyone thinks I'm obliterated.
Paul is pretty drunk, folks. But you know what? I'm drunk
I'm
too.
a whiskey drinker though.
One thing I think that separates you guys from, I think, other bands is that you literally have 5 badasses all up on stage. Like,
that's very true.
But like, what it also, like in a lot of bands, that you'll have one really great guitar player, and you'll have like a rhythm guy, and you'll have like a really great singer, but the rest of the band's kind of okay, or the drummer's fucking badass, and like everybody else kind of does their part. Like with you guys, you have 5 fucking badasses up there all at one time, and with that combination, there's no way that that's not going to be successful.
Well, I'm not tooting my own horn, but by all means, when I found Paul and Pat, and I knew that I had 2 other complete badasses in my arsenal of metal to be able to fucking distribute to the masses, I decided that the rest of this band was going to be badass because
we are.
I worked hard to get where I am on guitar. I'm not, I fucking spent the last 7, 8, 10 years learning how to play metal, how to fucking how to play my solos, how to write riffs.
You paid your dues, man.
You know what I mean? I paid my dues, even if I didn't play live in front of anybody. I still paid my dues in my goddamn living room and in my goddamn bedroom, playing music for hours at a time. Hours.
Fingers fucking.
Dude, that's how we were playing together. It's just like, yo, you can play those covers, and it's like, that's what I wanted to do. I was just like, I wanted to play the covers that I grew up listening to.
To be able to play the songs that you were sitting back in your room, just like thinking, "Holy fuck!"
And I played there by myself all the time. It's like, man, if I only can find someone I can jam this with, that's it. That's my fucking haven, or that's all I wanted.
Somebody to jam with.
Just to fucking play the same thing through the dual guitars. We can all jam out and we can have a great time.
Let me just say, and I've seen just talking about how I went to your first show and I told Chris, and then we saw the second show that we saw together. And like I was talking about during one of the breaks, how, you know, I love guitars. I can't play for shit. I accept it. But that's the part of music that appeals to me, is how a real, true, genuine guitar solo where you put the emotion, you put the feeling, and like you were talking about, putting the story into it. You know, when I listen to a song and there's that breakdown, and then, you know, Ellefson comes in with a guitar solo and shit, I'm like, oh, fuck. You know, just whatever. It doesn't matter about the genre. It's just the guitar solo for me. Just talking personally. And that's why when I was watching you guys at Bourbon Street, I was like, man, these guys fucking shred. And that's why when I talked to Chris, the first thing I said about you guys, I was like, they're guitar players.
I think I still got the
shred,
text
dude.
message on my phone.
And I was like, the first thing I said was, those guitar players fucking shred. And that's not to take anything else away from the band,
Thank you.
because to me,
Guilty, Your Honor.
you're
Guilty as charged.
Guilty as charged. Guilty to have to the piss.
I appreciate.
That's the
the
part of
way
me.
you say. I appreciate it.
Thanks for getting you obliterated. Yeah, let's get that on air.
Besides this fuck face, I thank you. I am. No, seriously.
That's the part that appeals to me.
I thank you.
And like I said to Chris, like when I first met you, this isn't a dig at you in any way, so don't take it that in way. Like when you look at Jason and you're like, okay,
I know, I
that's
don't
a
look heavy
guitar
metal.
player.
I don't
No, not even that. That's
I don't-
okay. That's a guitar player.
I know I don't look heavy.
Like he shreds it. And when I first met you, I was like, when I first saw you, I didn't even meet you the first time.
I don't mean to stop you, but we gotta start wrapping up here.
Okay, no problem.
So, just I just want to keep under our time. That's all.
When I saw, I was like, it's gotta be the drummer, because you always see drummers. They're short, they're stocky, they jam away.
You just see
And then when I
octopus
saw
arms
you
going
on
back and forth.
guitar, I didn't realize at first that it was Jason and you.
Right.
So I saw Jason jam away, and then I saw you fucking come in behind him. I was like, holy fuck, dude!
Yeah.
Both of these guys shred.
Thank you.
And like I said, that's the first thing I said to Chris. I was like, these guitar players shred. They destroy. And I'm an old school, like both of you guys. I grew up on Metallica. I
Right.
grew up on Megadeth,
Old school.
which is ironic because Mustaine was in Metallica.
Right.
But I grew up on that shit.
Old school.
Yeah, old school.
Dual
I'm
guitars,
31 years
fucking-
old. I grew up on the same shit.
Right.
So I grew up on old school guitar solos where they're jamming and then they just stop and then you just have that solo, and that's the part that appeals to me. So to see you guys and to see that you guys bring that old school element,
Thank you.
that old school guitar solo where you shred, and it's almost like it doesn't matter who else plays in the band. It always seemed to me as a listener of the music,
Thanks.
whatever genre is, if you can nail down a sweet ass pair of guitar players,
We're both helping each other out.
you can do the
You
rest
know
of
what
it.
I mean?
And that's what I see in you guys. I see
Right.
that you're a pair.
Right.
That you guys shred together.
Exactly.
Like you even talked about, homeboy slept on your couch. You guys fucking shredded together,
Right.
and you can see it in the music. That when you have a pair of guitar players,
Thank you.
you can tell. And to me, as an old school metal fan, I'm just now listening to newer music. Chris got me into the scene, so you know I credit you 100% for getting me back into it. Because when
Yeah.
I was in school, I just got high under the staircase, and I listened to Metallica and Megadeth. The same
Delicious.
shit, the same delicious, guilty. The same shit that you guys listen to, and I grew up on that type of music where it was
Right.
shrieking awesome vocals, and then you have just the fucking
It's
killer
just the
fucking
music. It's
yeah,
camaraderie.
the music itself.
It's just me and him. When we met each other, it just for some reason just clicked. It was just like I know what you're thinking of. You know, it's just like kind of like
There's nobody to describe.
You find your musical soulmate.
right. It's like
Yeah.
your promo.
Yeah, that's
you
what
like
I
your
said.
promo.
It's
It's a,
Like I
it's a
said,
musical soulmate.
like I said before, it's like it's my promo.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like, you know what you're doing is like I can exactly think what you're thinking, and it'd be like, and you turn around and be like, yeah,
Let's do it.
exactly. Let's fucking rip it up, and then It's great. I don't know. It's something you can't just. It doesn't happen a lot. You know what I mean? It's not like something like, oh, you just go on Craigslist and you find someone. It's a good camaraderie, right? You know what I mean?
Camaraderie.
Absolutely.
The first show, I didn't
It's
realize
a brotherhood for sure.
Yeah.
Like
Metal itself is a brotherhood.
Right.
it is
Like,
real
right.
metal. It is
Exactly.
Yeah,
Anybody who's
absolutely.
into it the way that we are, this is a brotherhood. This is a family. We all take care of
And
each
I
other. We all
noticed
look
the
out
first
for each
show,
other.
Absolutely.
but that second show, when I saw you guys shred on stage, that's when I noticed. Okay, they're the nucleus.
Right.
They're the pair.
They're talking to each
They're
other.
the drivers.
Thank you.
You know, if there was a force, they were the drivers.
Paul and I are the total like creative force behind Deadlift. Like we come up with the guitar riffs, but when we come up with the guitar riffs, we always come up with a topic for the guitar riff. Like like vampire. Oh, it's about vampires.
It's always
Oh,
about
pirate. It's
something.
about pirates. Oh, curse is about this like colonial witch that's like inflicting her wrath upon the people that cast her out or whatever. And it's just it's artwork is what it is. It's not
There you
just
go.
it's not just your typical musical
We have an idea, we put it on music, and if you can understand where we're coming from, there it is.
I look at it this way: you can't write like an English professor. So what your medium is music.
Right.
You don't have
Right.
paint, you don't have words, so you have music, and
Yeah,
that's how
you
you
have six
express.
strings
If
and a
you can
fucking long ass
understand
guitar.
So-
where we're coming from, great. If you can't,
There you go.
fuck off.
Deadlift has a gig this Friday at the State Theater, July 5th, at fucking about 8:50. We're gonna go on.
I dropped it.
We also have a gig
God
in Winter
damn it.
Park the next night. We're headlining the Haven with Guevara, or I'm sorry, not Guevara, but
Fuck you.
Kieran and a couple of the bands. And then in August, we're also playing August 1st. We're playing with fucking Havoc at the Orpheum in Tampa, which we're selling tickets for. And on August 2nd in St. Petersburg on the first Friday, we're playing Fubar
Scream for
with fucking Howl and Lord Dying, fucking Death Truck and Foreshadow. It's gonna be a
great
fucking
show, right?
sick
That's a
show.
fucking show.
It's gonna be a sick
It's gonna
show.
be awesome.
I'm
Possibly
surprised you guys on
and
Saturday.
possibly even Cadaver Dolls added to that.
We'll see how that
That
goes.
set
That'd be
list as
fantastic.
well.
He doesn't know.
But
He's
they're-
a tough guy.
Howl and Lord Dying are both touring bands. They're
Foreshadow.
touring the entire United
Foreshadow's
States right
in
now.
Michigan right now.
Foreskin.
Yeah, they're about to go up
The
to
A2
Ann Arbor.
Fest.
Yeah,
I got a
absolutely.
foreskin.
They're about to fucking go up. Yeah, foreskin.
So,
Overrated.
They're about to go up there and kill shit.
Guys,
so
it's,
Deadlift is on the rise.
Foreskin.
Fucking watch out for us
Foreskin.
and come out and
Foreskin
fucking
sound.
support us.
So, guys, we unfortunately we got to cut the show soon. So because we only got
I
2
want
hours.
to just thank you guys. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you guys very
thank
much for having
And we
us
had a
on.
blast fucking having you here.
You know what the great part about this
You
is?
guys
What's that?
is great.
You can go longer.
Yeah, we could, but we
Could, but they don't like
Okay.
us. So fuck off.
no, it's not.
Fuck your couch.
We,
Fuck you.
with our syndication partners, we have a certain time when we have to go by.
Thanks for the alcohol.
Yeah, thanks.
Fuck you.
Do you guys have
Listen.
anything else you want to talk about as far as deadlift related?
Besides all our live gigs, we just want to
We're
thank
awesome. Deadlift's awesome.
We want to thank
We
everybody
know.
who supported us, everybody who's come out to see our shows, everybody who's come out to see
Yeah, please come out.
us more than once, everybody who like actually is supporting what we're doing. You know, we're
Thank
trying.
you.
We're not trying to be any other band in the scene right now. We're trying to be ourselves, and a lot of people are noticing that, and we want to thank you guys for that. And want to thank all the people who are supporting us and fucking coming out to the gigs and
Fuck
keep it
you.
up. Fucking heavy, fucking motherfucking metal.
Yeah. So
if you like the old school metal, and
We're old
the
school.
same shit I grew up on,
And
and maybe
fuck
that's why I
you.
like you guys so much, because I grew up on the same shit.
Guitar solos
Yes,
and old metal.
yes.
So,
If you love that shit, you will absolutely love Deadlift.
so check them out.
That's-
Find them on
Thank you,
Facebook.
guys.
Find them on
That's all I
our
can
page.
say.
Thank you.
Heavy fucking metal.
Fuck you.
We'll put all the links up on our Facebook, on our Twitter account.
Hello.
We have no problem linking that shit together. If you love old school metal,
I dropped
like
my
even
knife.
we talked about tonight, Pantera, Metallica,
Iron Maiden.
Iron Maiden. If you like the older
I appreciate it.
approach to metal, if you want to call it that. You will love these guys, like I said before, and that's, not jerking them off too hard. I love the
Thanks, guys. Appreciate
I love
it.
their guitars. I love their music. It's really just straightforward, get after it, fucking metal. There's no other way to describe it, man. If you see them live, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. You'll listen to their bands. Deadlift will come on, and you'll be like, holy fuck, these guys fucking destroy shit. And that's the way it is, man. I love it. I dig it. I'm so pleased to have you guys on the show.
So thank you very much for coming on, dude. We had a great
100%.
time.
Thank you very much.
So
it's
You've been
fucking
obliterated
great.
since you walked in.
And I love it.
so we're gonna go ahead
These
and
guys treat me
Putting up
well.
with this for 2 hours.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
We still have
There
whiskey
you
to
go.
drink.
So thank
We
you
got
guys so
my
much.
sister
Jason
here.
is taking a dump right now.
My sister
Thank you.
here.
Chris, thank you for putting
Yeah.
up with me.
Yeah, thanks guys, and we're going to go ahead and close the show. Thank you everybody out there for listening on Dark Harvest Radio
Yes.
and New NVM Radio, New Vermont Radio. We thank you guys so much. We hope we brought to you our A game today, and we hope you guys enjoyed it a lot. So
And to our normal listeners and everybody, the 1,200 people that almost love us on Facebook, thank you very much. I hope you guys enjoy the show and you actually listen to it. 2 hours and 1 minute in, if you guys are still listening to this, thank you very much. We appreciate it. Every single fucking ounce of support. Thank you to Deadlift. Thank you to all the local bands that have been on here.
we've
You
had
guys
the
are
pleasure of
supporting
having
us. Yep, exactly.
Thank
we
you.
have had the pleasure of having you on. You guys are supporting us inadvertently, whether you know it or not, other than drinking our beer and our
Thank
whiskey.
you. Delicious.
So
Guilty.
yeah, so let's anyway we're going to go ahead and end the show, and
Guilty. Yeah.
so thank you
Love
guys so
you
much
guys.
for coming, and we are going to sign off. So peace out, guys. Horns up,
Balls deep.
balls deep.
Goddamn right.
Hold on. Whale queef.